and welcome to tonight's Monster Hunter Tabletop RPG stream. I'm actually about to start. I'm actually waiting for. I'm actually waiting for my partner for tonight to show to be ready for the call. Ready for the call, and then we'll get right into the action, or right into the fun. Okay, so apparently they're ready, so I'm going to start the call and then open up the Discord channel, and I'll let them introduce themselves, and then whatever we're gonna be ready. Okay, just a second. Live and starting the call. Okay, should be fine. I'm here. This is working.
You hear me?
Oh, hello. I do hear you.
Nice.
I do hear you. There was a slight bit of echo for a second.
Is it good now?
It seems way better.
All right, cool.
Seems it's way better. Okay, so I was just I only said that we were about to start, and that was about to let you introduce yourself as soon as you were in on the call. So
Okay.
feel free.
I'm Sam, also known as Scorn, online for various places. Not much about me really.
Okay, so Scorna is well, I don't know that much about them as well, but I know I have fun talking with them on Twitter, mostly about stuff that relates to Monster Hunter and D&D fifth edition, and that's how we got here because he's one. I'm not sure if I'm using the correct pronoun, by the way. What should I?
Any pronouns are fine. Don't worry
Go
about
by.
me.
Okay, yeah, because I do remember your bio being varied enough
Funky.
on that front. Okay, so okay, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Scorn is one of the people that answered to my call for playtesters of the idea we're gonna talk about today, which is for now titled World of Monsters, and I think that will probably stay titled like that unless I find out there is some titling conflict that I'm not aware of. And yeah, okay, the idea here, and I'll try to make it quick so we can actually get to talk with each other and not just me rambling, is exactly what the title says, which is to mean a tabletop role-playing system that emulates the experience of games like Monster Hunter. For me, it mainly came out of my love for Monster Hunter and Monster Hunter stories in particular. But I also think that a generic and the playtest that we're gonna do tonight is based on the Monster Hunter world and in the Monster Hunter version of this developing game. But ideally, I think that a generic version of this system is going to work for any kind of similar existing or new world that shares the core aspects of being based around basically giant and powerful monsters roaming around and people having to work with or against them or both at once to do everyday stuff. But it's different to like monster taming stuff like Pokemon because it's not about the monster are a bit more monsters in a way, and there's not like normally. I mean, the evolution mechanics or stuff like that. These are wild creatures, or if you set it in a universe like Horizon Zero Dawn, they might be um, machines that behave like autonomous machines that behave like monsters and wild animals, or they could be monsters like in God Eater, or any kind of those are the kind of stories that this game wants to tell, and those are the kind of combats that this game wants to run. And these are combats in which a number of hunters, riders, or their allies face off against usually one, maybe a couple large creatures, or maybe one big creatures, and a a small number of smaller monsters that are like part of the pack or something like that, or maybe a couple of enemy riders. So small scale combats in which you have a usually one or like no more than three enemies to fight against, and as in Monster Hunter Horizon and similar games, you have to understand their patterns, and you have to choose your equipment, choose your strategy, attack their body parts, try to find the right way to face these monsters that by default are stronger and bigger and meaner than you, and then you drop them. Hopefully, you get materials or body parts from them, and you use that to craft equipment that will get you strong enough to fight stronger monsters, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the point, and will say more about this and about how the game works by going on organically through this playtest, because the thing is, I actually came to tonight a bit rushed, because by until last week I did not fully realize that this week I was gonna have all of this time that I could dedicate to streaming and stuff like that. So I had to set this all up kind of in a hurry, and I'm super happy that Scorn could be here tonight. But this also means that this is way less structured. This is gonna be way less structured than I intended my first playtest, my first live playtest of this game to be. So it's like me and Scorn are going to basically discover how the core combat, which is what we're testing today, works. Basically as we go along, because I have been thinking about it a lot. I have notes. I have had already some conversation with other people on the core mechanics, but I never actually had the table or started actually using the dice. So that's what we're gonna do tonight for the first time, and I think that the best way to uh, I mean, we'll discover it as we go along. We'll see how that works, and the best thing I believe we can do now in the beginning, before actually sort of putting the pawns of the table and try and letting Scorn try to have a go at the monster they're gonna hunt today, is like maybe I'm now passing the mic to Scorn, so they can ask me a couple of questions and help me get to explain the basics of the of what the game is, what I have in mind, and what the hell are we doing tonight, because I'm clearly there's like 100 things at once in my mind right now, and I need the help of someone to sort them out, and I think Scorn can help me do that, because I appreciate I normally appreciate the interactions that I have with them on games,
Various
gaming and monster
things.
hunting and various things, or like Pokemon earlier today.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
Well, first off, you're being very vague about the monster, and it's scaring me.
Okay, no, definitely. Okay, if the first question is, do I have to be scared?
Devil Joe appears
Nope.
out of fucking nowhere.
If it, did you say Devil Joe?
Yeah.
Okay, no. If you, I mean, with the math as it is right now, if I just pulled out a Devil Joe, you'd probably just die to the first hit, and that would be it.
It
As you
wouldn't be
should,
any different than
as
my
you should,
first
by the way.
time.
Yeah, of course, as one should. Yeah. Also, so I don't think you should be too scared because you basically have the right now your character is like the bare bones of what in this game would be a level 1, let's call it a level 1 hunter, and you're gonna face like a monster that is first tier 1 of basically the lowest tier of large monsters. So that's it's not a particularly impressive, but I think it's going to be a fun punching bag that maybe will get to throw some punches itself.
I'm sure it will. I
And
mean, I
also,
got.
you have a monster. I think that the monster that you have as your monsty or rideable monster is way scarier than what you're going to fight.
I mean, come on, Giginoxes are adorable. Don't try to make me think otherwise.
Okay, I have actually, okay, since we're doing this right now, I have sort of as we discussed earlier, I have begun my Monster Hunting career with Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and I have war flashbacks of Giginox, which is a monster of which I am basically I grew up loving the design but hating the fight because like it concentrated basically Giginox was to me at the beginning everything that I hate about a Monster Hunter fight in one monster, because it was the constant roaring, spastic erratic movements, so and being having my ass ended by something that looked honestly that looked dumb and moved in a dumb way, and also poison and poison and more poison on top of the poison, and also minions, like basically everything that I could find annoying in a monster. It was rolled up into a ball, a creepy ball animated by a necromancer and turned into Giganox. And the weird thing is that actually I still love its design nonetheless, even though I dreaded fighting the thing.
Here's the kicker for me: Giginox is my favorite monster.
Oh, your favorite monster, like, at all? Wow,
Yeah, like
that's cool.
top. I even have a little baleful Giginox key charm.
I'm not even sure of what my favorite monster is, especially right now. I do think
So many
that
good
like
ones.
I do think like the only thing that I really know is that Lagia Cruz is top 3.
Yeah. How do you
Uh,
not love? How do you not love Laggy?
I mean, it's yeah. Also, I always the fact that he's basically literally the Leviathan from the Bible cracks me up.
Yeah. What's your favorite Elder Dragon?
Favorite Elder Dragon? That's a nice question. Favorite Elder Dragon. Okay, let's try to remember the most of them that I can, because for a while, I mean, in some regards, I want to say Fatalis, but right now it wouldn't be the most accurate answer that I can give. Especially because my experience with Elder Dragons is kind of I mean, there's some Elder Dragons that I have experienced less than. My favorite Elder Dragon. Okay, no, wait, I have it. Camellius.
Chameleus is my second favorite.
I'm starting to see a pattern there.
I like Poison.
Like poison and floppy skin in general.
Yeah. My favorite though is Gormagala and Shagaru.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
how do you
Shagaru
get
is
how do you
super
get
cool.
past those? They're just so cool.
Yeah, yeah, I can I can definitely agree on that. Though Camilo's probably
Um,
to me it's like because of the classic Elder Trio, it just wins me over by personality alone.
it has, especially in Rise, its personality is just
Yeah, in
bursting.
Rise, the thing I have seen him done in Rise, I'm just sad that he doesn't steal items anymore. But the fact that
Buffs, he
he's
steals
stealing
buffs.
buffs, and he actually uses them, and also
Yeah,
the poison ring. And also the way
and
that
it's
that
Venom.
bastard
It's
uses the venom ring. Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
oof. It hurts.
The thing I've seen him also the fact that like yeah, this is kind of the first time that I see its invisibility actually do something like against you instead of being a visual effect. It's not that much because I mean if it
Yeah,
actually fought being invisible, it would be yeah, it would be lower accurate, but would be just unbearable. But it actually does something because it uses it to basically reposition and fuck you over, which is what it should do with it. And yeah, also I miss the fact that we're not that there's no mounting because I loved the way he acted when you mounted it in 4
yeah.
Ultimate and Generations Ultimate because he had those
Twitchy.
like spasms and then he went completely and then he started moving again and it was
Yeah,
hilarious.
mounting it was always a blast, especially if it was still invisible when you mounted it. Was always
Yeah,
fun.
especially because sometimes he started to blink in and out of invisibility, and so you were like riding this translucent and then invisible, and then it was contorting, and then it was still and like blinked in and out of existence, and the hunter was flying or on top of them all the
Not to
time.
mention, not to mention that its little mini movie when you first encounter it in 4U was
Yeah,
horrifying.
yeah, that's creepy as hell.
Though I really have to put that real quick. The Rise monster like intros, oh, they're so top tier. I
Yes,
love
yes,
the little
definitely,
haikus and like
definitely. I mean, if okay, if we're doing this, if I have to select to choose my favorite Rise intro, though, I think I have to give it to Basil Giz
that. Yeah, yeah, I agree.
because
That
I
doesn't
mean, the person that wrote "It Hungers for Hot War" knew exactly what what they were doing.
doesn't help that Basil Goose just up there for me. Such a cool monster.
Oh yeah. I also I can't wait to actually have him in have it in stories and see what he does.
Mm-hmm. I still
Even
need to get
though
stories.
the teams I get in stories like usually actually those tend to change or influence my opinion on monsters because I mean the fact that you can get them as part of your team makes you look at various monsters in a different light and also I don't like in games where you even in Pokemon I don't like choosing my team in advance. I like making it up as I go because I feel that for me the bonds that I build with the various team members are kind of first they came up more authentic that way, and second it's funny. It's funny to me to see monsters that I wouldn't expect to have been to be part of my team, and they actually carry me all. Like in Stories One, for example, I when I first got the game, I really didn't think that I would have had Kurupeko like all the way until the end credits, for example.
Look, the only thing I can say about stories 1 and 2 is that Kazu needs to stop stealing my leech slot so I can have Kiki Knox in it.
Yes, yes, definitely. I mean, honestly, if we were want to talk about the slot stealers, why are the herbivores even there?
I
Honestly.
mean, Aptonoth is weirdly top tier.
Yeah, I've noticed that Aptonote does weird things because like it has the ability to start with a lot of random dragon genes, and
I can also like auto
people do weird
cancel
stuff with
rage.
Aptonote. Excuse me?
I think it also can like cancel a rage with its kinship.
Oh, That could be interesting.
I don't know. I have seen so much people just upping how good Aptonoth of all
I mean,
things
I
is.
don't. I mean, I don't. I have never doubted that they can be good, especially. I mean, if they want to be, if they want to make them be good and or hilarious or interesting, they'll make them so. But honestly, the fact that, for example, we have a game in which Apsaros is a rideable monster and
Yeah.
Duramboros is right there, and it is
Yeah.
not. Why? Why the crap?
And I love Duran, so it's even fucking.
Yeah, so yeah, dude, I love him too. Yeah, war flashbacks on it as well, but I love it. I love it to that. And what's the name? I always mix up the letter of NHC Production, the
Oh
YouTube
yeah,
channel that
yeah,
does the, yeah, the one on Duramboros is just
yeah.
cracks me up every time. It's exactly how that works.
I used to train to just dodge every single attack in a Durambros's tail swing perfectly, which was always fun.
Yes, I used to stay under its feet, honestly.
Yeah, I mean
Do
that's the
also
safest way.
if you do follow Rage Gaming, like Cotton's reaction to his first Duramboros encounter, like
I'll have to check that out.
that oh, okay, you probably I think you could like those two. I really loved
Oh,
watching them hunt. And like there is Cotton's reaction to two or three monsters that are like golden comedy gold, because the guy is a they are two guys. One is a veteran Monster Hunter player, the other I mean was, now they're both veterans, but one was a veteran since like the old school games and the other started in
mhm.
World. And at one point they sort of make this playthrough of Generations Ultimate together, and the way that Cotton, which is supposed to be the inexperienced one, reacts to discovering certain monsters is, I mean, I go back to that just to laugh, because the fact that there's two of them and they're talking, like they give voice to what went in my head the first time. For example, Cotton reaction to, I mean, everyone's reaction the first time that you see Zemtrios inflate.
Oh, I love that. I used to every time Zamtrios would inflate, I just start doing Jabba the Hutt language at my friends, and they just would die because they were laughing too hard. Just don't watch that team got torn solo, and then they die and we'd lose.
Yeah, that's golden. Well, I had Italian teammates with which I hunted back then, and with one of them there was this meme that we said it in Italian, of course, but it like was the ball, and and that resulted in the teammate in question one time that we the one time they were very good with like arts and crafts stuff, and they're also a gifted artist anyway. And they gifted me like a rubber ball that had been decorated by them to look like a Xantrius.
That's so
Like it
good.
had, I think they wrapped a balloon around the ball and used like little magnets to attach the limbs, the little fin, and the little staff. And there was, of course, there was the ball written on the
That's
belly.
great.
It kind of sadly the material wasn't that strong, so it kind of fell apart after a little bit more than a year, and I don't think I have it anymore. But it was, I mean, it was great. It was great. It was one of the best things someone ever gifted to me.
Speaking of Zam,
Super fun.
A, it was bullshit they put Zamites in Rise, but not Zamtrios.
Yup.
But B, he did get into stories too, which was
Yep. Yep. Yep.
awesome.
Yep, yep. It was also in Stories 1, so I
That's
was
true.
pretty sure it was gonna be there.
Stories 2 also had Tiger Stripe Zamtrios, if I
Oh,
remember.
that was what I was about to ask, because I didn't yet get to that point, and I
I
want
know it
to
has
see
Sandberry off.
if that's, yeah. Sand Barrier was in Stories 1 too.
Okay, I didn't know. I couldn't
So
remember.
like I exhausted. I didn't really use Barrier, but like I exhausted a lot of Game of Thrones meme because I called because like I made Viserion jokes on either versions of Barriot, of course. And also there was the Ice Age meme because the first Barriot I got, I think I called it Diego for obvious
Nice.
reasons.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, that's one problem I'm having throughout stories too. The fact that in stories one I like caught and named like three for each of every monster because I was thinking to make different builds, and so basically I exhausted all of my naming ideas for all of the returning ones, and I'm having a hard time coming up with nicknames.
Yeah, I get that. Like, as somebody who nuzlocks a lot, getting it, trying to use a lot of nicknames, you'll just run out of so many.
Yep. I used to on Stories One in particular. I used to like um, I used to like get an egg, hatch the egg, and then like staring at the nicknaming screen for 10 minutes and like pausing the game to write to someone else who was playing alongside me. Yeah, what should we call that? What did you call yours? What should I do? Do you prefer this or that one? And then like I wouldn't play for like 15 minutes to just hatch that one, to just name that one monster that I already hatched. And yeah, I'm having this problem even more right now with all of the returning monsters because I have to come up with new naming conventions or schemes or criteria.
Yeah, I get you there. It's always a chore.
Yeah, okay. So always a chore, but always fun as well. So okay,
Exactly.
do you have other questions on the game basics?
Yeah, I probably should actually.
Yeah, because
Okay, so
I'm enjoying the talk. I would do this for all night, of course. Whenever
yeah,
I have the chance to talk in person with another Monster Hunter fan, but we gotta give the semblance of purpose
yeah.
to what we're doing tonight.
So we're doing 2d6, if I remember correct.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's a great question. The system is a 2d6 system, and I'm striving, especially after that other conversation with T that we had on the Discord server, and I'm striving to make it 2d6 only. Uh, probably in the end, the critical hit and affinity system might end up relying on the D100, but I see what I can do to avoid that.
I'm used to 2d6 systems. I play various Powered by the Apocalypse systems, which utilize 2d6 very nicely.
Yeah, the
Uh,
thing. Okay, no, go on. Then I have an observation to make.
you're fine. My brain already lost it.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I do that too.
You're chill.
Okay, so the thing is, there is a balancing reason for which I would that I already discussed with you guys, for which I would want to use the D100 to manage affinity and critical hits. But besides that, I do love the challenge that is making a 2d6 system because I've chosen the 2d6 because I like that range of number on the basic roll, and at the very beginning I was half flirting with the idea of using a d12, but then I mean.
Give it some use.
No, I mean, give it some use, yeah, and also like it felt kind of the hip and the original thing to do, but like in the end, I decided when I tried to doing the math in my head, and also for the obvious fact that 2d6 is like the most common kind of dice that everyone has. So even people who literally don't know what role playing games are, if they even I mean if they played Monopoly once in their lives, there's a chance they have 2d6s lying around.
Exactly. It's just super common.
So and it works because one other purpose that I had in mind when I started working and thinking about this game is that I want in general I like to keep numbers low and easy, And because I
Which
mean
makes sense.
I really do not like the thing that some particularly Japanese role-playing games do, of using ridiculously bloated numbers to, I don't know, give a sense of scale of power or something like that. It just to me it just makes them lose all of the meanings. Like there's a reason. Like I'm talking Magic the Gathering versus Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, and I'm an MTG player, so I get what you mean. So
Yeah,
hard.
exactly. Exactly.
Speaking of bloat numbers, though, God, am
Yes.
I happy Rise did not use them.
Yeah, I'm happy to. I'm happy to. And also, by the way, there's no worrying about bloats in this system because weapon stats are. I'm trying to make weapon stats of a simplicity that is almost offensive in a way. Because like I mean, there's a couple of questions that I have to that I will eventually have to ask myself on the element question. But basically, like all weapon right now, as the system is right now, the differences between weapon of the same tier is only in I mean in terms of pure stats is basically non-existent. Like all weapons of the same tier and of the same rarity have the same what in Monster Hunter you would you call a row. And what matters is a lot more element or special properties, like for example affinity, status, or other weird stuff, like for example the Seregios self-sharpening weapon and stuff like that.
And just basically all the little special stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So the yeah, I think I started to. I mean, it does help. I'm sorry if I tell me if I'm being bothersome with this thing that I make you ask questions, but it really does help me put stuff in order.
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
And
I'm just
yeah,
trying to
so
think of them.
okay. Yeah, yeah. I really know how that feels because the point is also I wouldn't have a clean way to show it on screen right now, but right now the SRD for this game system is like literally two memos on my phone and some chat messages, and those memos are thought out. They are the most accurate I can, and I understand what's going on with them, and they help me a lot. But they are unreadable by any other human being, of course. And
I know how that is.
and so I think we should the basics that we can. I mean the bare basics that we can. Okay, we established the basic basically every conflict is resolved via 2d6s plus modifiers, and so there's that. And as of out of combat conflicts and situations, I was thinking they rely on the either on the three stats that are also relevant for combat, or and I'm still in the middle of building this. There's probably gonna be a selection of skills that are gonna be with values with modifiers that are going to be assigned at character creation. But I want to make that very simple and I mean the aim. The thing that I'm trying to do with this game is having it be simple but also potentially deep. Like the least pieces I can, but each of them is versatile and can be combined and can do more than one thing that is simple and immediate to understand. But
More of a setting neutral.
absolutely, absolutely. The aim for the final aim is for the system to be setting neutral, which is why, for example, like I would like on the neutral version, I would like to go by combat styles instead of the Monster Hunter weapon categories.
Yeah.
Like for example, that there might be For example, what with the dual blades, the equivalent, something that in the Monster Hunter version is the dual blades mechanically. In the neutral version, you would have like a aggressive light weapon style, something like that. A generic name like that in the style of Open Legends. I want my aim is to have the rules, the mechanics concerned on the mechanic stuff, on what you actually accomplish, and on the things that can be measured, or that have tangible, immediate, and like universal effect on combat or conflict resolution, and the rest is flavor or narrative setting, or the particular version of the game you're playing.
That makes sense to me. A good way to utilize the weapon thing too would just be separating them by essentially like speed weapons, technical weapons, kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of like as of now, the distinctions that matter, because basically styles are a collection of moves, are a collection of special moves.
Mm-hmm.
In Monster Hunter, that can be described as the weapon category. In another game, that can be described as the style, the combat style that you have trained in. Maybe let's say you put you create another world that is more like medieval fantasy, but still follows this set of rules. Of course, in that world you don't have you might not have the bow guns, and maybe all of the so-called all of the ranged weapons are some variation of a bow, but there can be three different ways in which three different set of moves or effects that you can utilize and choose from, and they are roughly correspondent to what would be the weapon categories of the Monster Hunter version. I'm sorry, I sort of got lost in my own sentence.
Oh, you're chill, man.
Like, I mean, for example, Sword and Shield. What Sword and Shield ends up being in this system, in a world that is not Monster Hunter, Sword and Shield can be any combination of a main end and off-end weapon that allows you to have a weak but functional guard, and for example the classic use of items, some more versatility on that front.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so
Funny
I think
note. When we were going into this, when it looked like we were going to have more people with us initially, I was building this character to essentially be the wide range user of the group, if you get my means.
Yeah, wide range as in the skill. Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can be everybody's support status user. I got my big leech, and I'm alone.
I mean that can work. I mean, you and the Giginox can heal yourself. Excuse me a second. I was taking notes and I sort of forgot what was I doing in the middle of it.
I'm gonna call this Giginox Peppermint.
Okay, there's I wanna know the reasoning behind that.
Because it comes from the tundra and it's a little spicy.
Okay, great. Does the hunter have a name?
I'm just gonna go with my old hunter name. It's just gonna be Scorn.
Okay. Also, do you have something that you are taking notes with as we speak?
One more time. Sorry.
Do you have? Are you taking some kind of notes as we speak? Because I'm trying to, but of course I already have mine.
My brain is so bad at taking notes. Hold on.
Okay. No. It's really not required, because I mean I plan to. You're already on the Discord server, and I plan to organize the SRD in these couple of weeks, and start making it available to you. But for tonight, I just was curious. Maybe it helps. of course, do what you're most comfortable with. I
Plus,
mean,
we can always come back to the video and rewatch certain parts.
exactly. And also, it should have been on me to make you have it earlier. So really,
I just pulled up a notepad on my PC. We're good.
yeah, no problem. Okay, so what were we? Okay. Okay, so the sadly the part that I'm most behind right now is a very fundamental part, which is the weapon moves that I just talked about, and we can discuss them together tonight, and the specific stats for monsters. And so I have ideas and the principle of how those works, but like I cannot right now give you like a sheet for a complete sheet for peppermint. So like we're gonna have to kind of determine this together
That's flying by the seat of our
as we
pants.
go. But I do have I do have the basic rules to manage a few consecutive turns of combat. So what we're gonna do when we actually get into the fight, which is in a bit, is basically we'll start like limiting to basic melee or basic ranged attacks, depending on what you want to do. And when it comes the time to do some more special stuff, we can discuss together how it works after we like done a couple of rounds with just um with just the basics,
Yeah, makes
if
sense to me.
that's fine with you. Okay, because I literally don't know, because the one, honestly, the one weapon that I had the time to take a bit of notes on how it would work and reach a sort of half of a conclusion is the insect glaive.
Yeah, to get that insect glaive down.
So and I also have a few notes on the bow. So if you want to use bow tonight,
Yeah, that
those will
works.
come up. During the mostly as questions. And okay, as for the bow, the one other thing I wanted to. Oh yeah, and the bow is definitely a nice, a good weapon to test tonight for the simple reason that we are using tier 1 weapons, and I think that very few tier 1 melee weapons have other either status or elements.
Basically none.
Okay, yeah, exactly. And so the bows, I mean gunner weapons instead have access to those kind of right away, so we can also test out that mechanic.
That way I have coatings and such.
Yeah, exactly. So, by the way, for the sake of equipment, for now, we're kind of assuming right now what I want to do is just like do 2 or 3 rounds of the most basic combat interaction, like assuming basically that you and the monster just trade normal blows to see how that works. And if you want to do
Makes sense.
something specific that you can do in Monster Hunter, if I already have an answer for how that is done in the game, we'll do that, and otherwise we'll discuss that together. Okay?
I don't think we ever discussed health.
Yeah, exactly. Health is one thing that yeah, we can talk about that in a second before actually starting. If you give me like a couple seconds, I grab a glass of water and my dice and get back. Okay?
Yeah, you can, mate.
Okay. Coming up. Okay, I had muted myself.
No,
A second more. A second more, and I'm gonna be... Okay, here I am. Okay, health. Okay, this is quite the important question, and quite one of the things that we definitely need to have clear how it works tonight. And yeah, you and your monster, so both you and Peppermint are gonna have 2 hearts each. And when you're out of hearts, you are knocked unconscious, and you're out of the fight unless healed.
Sounds good there.
As for we had discussed this on the Discord server earlier, and as of now, for rider characters, the thing is like to be fully out of the fight, both you and the monster need to be out of hearts.
Makes sense to me.
So like the moment you lose 4 hearts is the moment the battle is lost.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. The moment you're both knocked unconscious, you have presumably lost. Makes sense, especially because what knocked you unconscious in this game is most likely a giant ass monster, so you kind of
Exactly.
need to get carted to safety as soon as possible. So as said before, Scorn is playing a hunter that, if I recall correctly, mains. Sorry, yeah, let's say mains sword and shield and the bow.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, yeah, so for everyone watching, in this game, normally in Monster Hunter you can use all 14 kind of weapons right away. In this game, for balancing reason and to make it interesting and to give you something to progress towards as a character, and also to reflect the fact that in game you actually have to train with a weapon to be competent in using it, something that in game you do with your direct experience. In this game, hunters and riders, which are the 2 main hunting or combat classes, start by knowing, by being able to use 2 weapons, 2 weapon types each, and when gaining advancement, which is like experience granted at the end of the sessions that can be spent to purchase like advancement in stats or character perks. You get to, I mean, you also can learn new weapons between the other abilities and stuff that you can get. Okay, so by the way, so you're playing a rider character.
Yes.
So every class is defined as a collection of 3 perks basically, and yeah, I think there are 3 in the end, because I tried to make it 4 and it turned out weird between the hunter and rider, because like one had 4 very clear and the other less so. So for the rider, the 3 starting perks are what defines your class, because are the 3 unique things that your class can do. For the rider, those perks are of course monster bonding, so the capability to raise and ride and fight alongside monsters. And for so monster bonding, what I'm calling intermediate hunting training, or like if you have a shorter word for intermediate, like a degree that is between basic and advanced, we can use that, because intermediate is super long.
Medium.
Yeah,
medium.
Training. You know, medium, I thought about medium, but medium to me in English strikes to me as being more about size.
Yeah, I get true. It depends. That's true. Uh, beginner, novice, master.
Huh.
No.
I'm not sure because not sure but could work. Yeah, because of course the advanced weapon training is for the hunters. Like basically, okay, what this means, what the so-called intermediate training means. If your character is neither a hunter nor a rider, it's not like they're completely defenseless in the face of monsters, but they have what you'd call yeah, basic hunting training, because it assumes they're not normal professionals in the world either. They are people that at least can hold their own when they travel into the wild, so they can wield hunting weapons and wear hunting armor, but like the bare minimum to survive hits and give some hits back. And then there is the riders that have the yeah, intermediate level for now, and the hunters, the hunter characters who have the advanced training. And this reflects in the how many and how elaborate how many moves, many special moves they have when they use the certain weapon style, and how elaborate are those. And in armor, the difference is even more relevant because basically intermediate armor works like Monster Hunter Stories armor, which is full sets only, and they have 3 skills at most.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay? And advanced armor training is the capability of wielding mixed sets and mixing and matching stuff, and yeah,
Gotta have
basically
that
using
class
the
too.
armor from the main series of Monster Hunter. So it's yeah, it's also on the balancing side. Of course, hunters have to. I mean, hunters have more moves and more stuff to know about their weapons, and also have 5 pieces of armor to mix and match. While riders, of course, focus on building the monster or the monsters, because of course it's
Yeah,
not.
makes
Maybe
sense.
you don't
All in
have
all.
one on one. So, what was I saying? So the rider perks are Monster Bond, um, and should be. I think I'm leaving behind a third one. So intermediate weapons and intermediate armor. And for now, we're calling intermediate. We'll come up with a better term. I
Um,
hope so.
standard?
Standard might work. Standard might work, honestly, because yeah, definitely. Because I mean, yeah, standard might work.
It's a synonym for
It is more
intermediate
than
as well.
basic and it is less than advanced. It is more than basic and it is less than advanced. So yeah, standard could work.
Much smaller word too.
Yep. Oh, so that was the hold up that I had, because if I put the weapon and armor training as one perk, kind of I was short on the rider perks, and instead, okay, hunter comes out as advanced weapon, advanced armors, and the choice between hunting style and hunting companion. Okay, so 3 perks
That
per
makes
class.
sense.
Makes sense.
That works quite
Okay.
well, actually.
So yeah, it keeps and keeps class simple, which is I mean, simple relatively, because I mean, it's true. Every I mean, a class is 3 perks. They are selected at the character creation, but those perks are vast. Like monster bonding is basically you can use all of the story's monster system. So yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, you have your list of feature is way shorter than the list of features of a D&D character, but like each one of those features is like potentially in itself like a whole class or subclass
Yeah,
in D&D.
exactly. Plus,
Some
simplicity isn't bad.
No, I really think so. Also, my aim for this is to make it the most modular I can, honestly, because
Mm.
to mean to for I want for players to be able to use players and game masters to be able to use like as many or as few of the pieces of the rule set as they want beyond the like the bare minimum required to make it function.
That's why I've come to like Powered by the Apocalypse games a lot, just because they're just so much easier to just utilize.
Yep. I really don't know. Haven't tried them yet. I want to do that, but and I'll definitely let
There's
you
some
know
good ones.
when I can. But I
Uh,
feel
you
I hear a lot of praise for the PBTA going around.
should try out Masks. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, I wanted to. I already wanted to do that. I don't think my usual group is very much into superhero stuff, but I'll try to spin it for them in the right way.
Plus, though it's on Kickstarter right now. You know the Avatar: The Last Airbender series?
It's a PBTA game.
Yeah. Avatar Legends.
Oh,
Same people who made Masks as well, and Bluebeard's
oh,
Bride, a bunch
oh.
of them.
Now I'm interested.
I'm spending $200 on that.
I'm quite interested in that. That's good. That's good. Good to know. Okay, so we were saying you asked me about health. You have two arts each for you and the Giginox. Also, you have your three. Okay, in this game there are three combat stats, which are brawn, which is like a mix of what in D&D would be strength and constitution. You have agility, which is exactly what it seems, and you have senses, which is perception, and also it is the stat for ranged attacks because I mean I'm making a game myself, so I'm finally getting across a thing that always has been a pet peeve of mine, which is that the fact that in D&D ranged weapons scale on dexterity makes absolutely no sense, honestly. I mean,
Depends,
bows in
but for the
particular.
most part, yeah.
Bows in particular. Also I have a friend who is also a tabletop game developer and war builder, and like he confirms. I mean, bows for example, in the real world. If bows in D&D worked like in the real world, they would scale on strength and wisdom.
Yeah. Because you got the muscles you build for bows.
Yeah, exactly. Especially, I mean, you know the idea in fantasy of like, oh, you're, I don't know, a young child or a woman or somebody with not that much arm strength, so you should probably use a bow. No, of course not. Absolutely not. That's exactly the opposite of how
Yeah.
that works.
A crossbow, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. A crossbow or I love that Scalagrim. I think it was either Scalagrim or Shadiversity video in which the paradoxically, but it really isn't a paradox. One of the best melee weapons for somebody which does not have a lot of arm strength, like myself, would be a longsword compared to, for example, a rapier, because like a longsword is around 50% more weight of than a rapier, but you use double the arms to manage it.
Mm.
So in
Plus,
the end, it ends up tiring you less.
there's more
Excuse me?
nuance to a rapier or other saber type weapons as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but also, yeah, for example, and also the point, another weapon that is kind of the opposite of what we think it is, like long sword or great swords, which are
Great
weapons that are
swords, yeah.
already heavy, and so gravity and their own weight does a lot of the work. And what you do is like balancing and orienting, and of course wielding the weapon probably. So they should probably be more of a maybe even a dexterity intelligence weapon than a
Hilarious
pure raw
thing.
strength
Hilarious
one.
thing that everything gets wrong about great swords is, especially Dark Souls, much as I love the series. You don't swing them slow at all. They're still swung quite quickly.
Yeah, because they weigh a lot, so once they get in motion, they are not exactly going to stop.
Like it's funny every time. It's like it's just. I love it though.
Okay. Okay, so you have can you remind me of your stat spreads, because at character creation there are the three main combat stats, and you assign a +2, a +1, and a
Yes,
0.
I have bronze 0,
Okay.
agility +1, and senses +2.
Okay. So what that means is that your character starts out with a good modifier. I mean, with the base math, those don't change a whole lot, but they do have their impact. Your character starts out with, for example, both brawn and agility contribute to dodging. But since Braun does the stamina, has the stamina roll, Braun influences how many times in a round you can dodge, and agility influences how well you do it when you're trying to do it.
Mm.
So, for example, your character is probably going to be it's average. It's decent at dodging. Doesn't have the stamina by default to do a whole lot of them.
Just eat a walnut
But
steak. We'll be
when
fine.
they, but I mean, you're gonna see that with the mat as it is right now. The reason I came up with strength with brawn limiting the dodge number, and with there even being a limited dodges per round, is that with the maths as it is, with the base math, the dodge is like extremely powerful. So basically, if you can dodge, you most of the times you will dodge unless the dice hate you.
They commonly do.
Okay, so that's gonna be fun. But they have to really hate you, because like minimum dodge requires a good attack from the monster to hit. And I'm
All
talking,
right.
yeah, exactly minimum dodge. And that's on purpose, by the way, that dodge is strong and effective, because I mean, that's exactly how it works in Monster Hunter and similar games. If you just want to not get hit, if you're just escaping, it's not that hard. The issue is not get hit while you're trying to also attack.
Yeah, of course.
The only exception, or like one of the few exceptions I had to this rule, is Rise Magna Malo, especially in the demo, because if you turn your back on it for whatever reason, you'll just die.
Yeah.
So it's
Can't
really the
show
only
no
issue.
fear.
Yeah, you can never let Magna Malo out of the frame, like ever. Because the moment you do, he's rocketing over you from the other side of the fucking map. And he's just running you over. And something that bulky has no right to fly the way that he does. But he does it nonetheless.
Yeah.
And also, technically, he does it by farting, but he manages to make it look epic.
True.
Okay, so
It's such a weird move.
I've been beating around the bush for a while, but what few story we have for this for tonight's combat demo is that you and Peppermint have accepted a quest from a little village that was prompted by a series of like weird and sudden floodings in the immediate vicinity of the village, and also a few landslides and other similar incidents. Because apparently it seems that there is something that is interfering with the course of the local river, and is doing weird things with the water flow that are causing small floods there, landslides here, and also something has been uprooting a lot of trees around the area. So in general, since the village that gave you the quest is like on a hillside, they're like they've been affected a lot by the recent disturbances that have sent. And I've sent this weird rookie hunter that goes around with a dragon leech with a saddle to investigate the situation.
Yeah, that's weird is probably correct here.
I mean, I guess, yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's definitely not what they were expecting, because I imagine, like, the townsfolk, when they, oh, okay, so the Hunters Guild is sending someone to help us with all of these floods and other weird interferences with the river flow, and then Scorn comes in on on a freaking Giginox,
leech.
on a freaking dragon leech, and like it's a sort of cries, horrified cries, and like maybe there's I don't know, a couple of brave children that are going around Peppermint, wondering which side is the front and which side is the back.
Peppermint's very good with children. It's okay.
Okay, you know that cursed Kazu picture comes into mind whenever you.
Oh God.
Is it? I mean, okay, it's good with children. In which way exactly? Because
As in, it's not gonna
there's
hurt
that
them.
weird.
It's very nice.
Okay.
It's a very good monster.
Also,
Scary looking as fuck.
yeah, exactly, and also that's the question of its little health spawn.
Hey, the Giggies are great.
Yeah, exactly. So
Every kid gets to go home with a Giggy.
Yeah, exactly. I was picturing exactly that, like, sort of he leaves an egg sack in the middle of town square, and like Scorn starts distributing little giggies to the onlookers.
It's like when you have kittens, except your kittens have no skin or eyes, and they might want to drink your blood.
And they have a mouth opening the size of your head.
Yeah.
With sort of a blender inside.
They'll be a good friend, though.
They're cool, though. They're cool, though. Okay, so the
That
Gigino.
reminds me.
Yeah, exactly.
I never got to buy one, but Monster Hunter, like, Capcom released a Giggy hat at one point.
Oh.
That was like a Giggy,
oh.
Giggy sucking you off your head kind of thing.
Oh my god. I'm not sure I can ever be near one of those, but I love the idea. So my Monster Hunter gadgets are like a few of the figurines and a Stories 1 Lajakrus keychain.
I have a little Baleful Giginox keychain, a Devil Joe plushie, and
cool.
a Devil Joe figure builder.
That's cool. I think I'll try to get a plushie at one point. Also, I have the Elder Dragon trio from Gen 2, but I purposefully left out Kushala. So I have Teostra and Chameleos, and I don't want to complete the trio like ever.
Did the evil wind get you?
Yeah, like I mean, literally the worst fight. Or top 3, but probably the worst fight I ever had in my life in a Monster Hunter game is Rusted Kushala in 4U.
Oof, Rusted Kushi. Funny story. I picked up Hunting Horn in the old days because my group had so much trouble with Eucanalos and Kushala in 4U. So I picked up the Ceregios Hunting Horn.
Yeah, good choice.
Oh my god, it made me fall in love with
I hate Eucanalos with like a burning passion, and definitely Team Acantor.
Cantor,
on that
the Bank
side.
of a Cantor.
Fantastic. Okay, so you followed the traces of whatever's happening around town, and you're about to come into view of the monster that is presumably causing the disturbances along the road. You witnessed strange signs of something that, I mean, it doesn't seem to be a monster that you're familiar with, but you have seen trees that have been initially you thought they had been cut in half, but apparently looking at them closer, they seem to be chewed in half. You have seen you have seen a lot of smaller rivers created by what seems to have been a dam, a huge dam of logs on the main river that goes around the village up the hill.
So I'm just gonna say I'm pretty sure I know what this monster is
I
because I'm.
think you do as well. I think you do know it as well.
That's above table.
That's a. Excuse me.
Huh? But
I
that's
did.
above, I said, but that's above table knowledge.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because yeah, probably someone that goes around with a Giginox would be from, especially if you, depending on when and where you met Peppermint. This could be a monster from like a very different region from
Yeah.
where you're used to. So yeah, I think that you do know what that you do know what that is given the signs.
Mm-hmm.
So in this combat demo, honestly, there's no reason to beat around the bush any further. This combat demo starts when you have basically arrived to a small clearing and spotted the. You are sure because you heard him and you sort of half see it. You have spotted the reason of all of these. The presumable reason of all of these disturbances. And I'm going to show the icon right now on the token layer. So you do know what that is?
Yeah, it's Caseber, right?
Yeah, exactly.
From Monster Hunter Online. God, I wish that didn't fail.
Exactly. I went through a list of like the basic monsters in every game, and I want to do something simple but interesting for the first time. And yeah, so it's a huge, for everyone that doesn't know that, Kaiser Bear, it's a, oh wait, it's on the wrong layer again. Yeah, it's a huge ass beaver.
That was only on the now defunct, in China only, Monster Hunter Online.
Exactly, exactly. Which, by the way, I mean, I do love some of the monsters they introduced in that. I hope that in some future they make it back to the main series, especially because I
Feel
mean
the same way about Frontier monsters.
exactly, exactly. Even though I
Especially
gotta
now.
say, some of the designs of, I mean, online in general felt as a tiny bit a bit closer, at least with its normal monster, to what would be in the parameters of main series design.
Yeah. I
I
just
mean,
wish it didn't fail.
yeah, this is not a crawl. This is, but yeah, I'm
It was World
when
that killed it. It
you
was
should.
World that killed all the MMOs for Monster Hunter, sadly.
Yeah, sadly it was. But also it gave, I mean, if they decide to go through with it, it gave a possible backdoor for some of the best parts of it, and especially some of the monsters, to go back in.
I know I want to see things like Akura Vashmu and freaking what's it called again? Gotta think of the name. Abiorugu. Like a
Oh
big,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, also, yeah, I'm definitely, if when we get with you and the other guys to play the scenario that I'm thinking for this game, yeah, you're gonna see that I have not forgot that I'm not only main series minded.
Hell
Definitely.
yeah. Very good. Very good.
Okay, so right now we've got the Kaiser Bear. We're gonna call it Kaiser Bear. Not sure the pronunciation. I think it's Kaiser Bear, but I'm not sure.
It's like K-Server or K-Server. It's in that area.
Yeah, okay. So I'm
It might
gonna
be
say
Saserber.
not sure. I
Okay.
don't know. I don't know. I lean toward Kaiser Bear. Care Bear. Uh,
Big ass beaver.
exactly, big ass beaver. Okay, so it's on the other side of the small river. Mostly mining is its business. It's kind of very destructive business, at least for the village that sent you. So basically, right now it's not watching you, but it will be basically as soon as you and Peppermint take action.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a okay. Do you want to do anything at all before like
Yes.
attacking or starting the fight? You know, in one way or another.
I would like to probably apply perilous coatings.
Okay. Okay. So paralysis. You said.
Yeah, perilous
So you're
coating.
starting with a bow and para coding. Okay. So paralysis coding roll. I'll have you roll a D3, which is we're gonna use 1d6 and count 1 and 2 as 1, 2 and 3 and 4 as 2, 5, 6 as 3,
It's gonna
and
be
that is gonna
2.
be the number you roll the 2.
Yeah. Well, a 3, but 2.
Okay, so that's gonna be the number of rounds in which you have the paralysis effect applied.
Okay.
Because I wanted to I wanted a system for the dure to um, basically for the duration of the coding that was simple and work with the rest, and this is more or less how temporary buffs of most kinds are gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this is because so we don't have the need to like count every single application um, of a coating, because like with how this like I don't know, normally a coding is like at least 15 arrows if I'm 15 to 20 if I'm correct, something on that ballpark.
I believe perilous coatings, yeah, are 20 in general.
Yeah,
In
okay,
like IRL
probably
game.
in a general I mean in a normal hunt, especially at low tier, you're literally not going to make 20 separate attacks.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's just not gonna happen. So okay, applying paralysis, applying coatings, and this kind of stuff are most likely going to be, let's call it quick actions, minor stuff that you can do as part of your turn, which is which comprises of basically one major action that can be dynamically adjusted and at least one minor interaction of this kind. So
Makes
there's
sense.
absolutely no problem. So your action plan is to um, apply the coding and then immediately start the fight.
What I will do then is I will have Peppermint flank to the right, and I'll come in from behind.
Okay, just give me a second because I'm giving you control of the token.
Okay.
Okay, so what did because right now, okay, you can move both of the tokens.
Okay.
As of right now, I don't remember exactly what are the numbers that I came up with for speed, because it's like it was something like either 4 or 6 plus your agility modifier expressed
Mm-hmm.
in squares. For the sake of having a bit more movement, I think that we're going to go thinking it is 6 plus agility for now.
Okay.
And since Giginox is quite the flighty monsters, quite the flighty and stealthy monsters, I mean monsters in general are quite agile, we're gonna assume, and also he has absolutely no obligation of having the same stat spread limits as the hunter. For today, we're gonna say that Peppermint has +2 in both agility and senses, and +1 in brawn.
Makes sense.
And so its movement is gonna be 8 squares, and yours is gonna be 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that should be right.
I will adjust that because I need monsters. I mean, it makes sense that monsters would be even more mobile, but I'll think of the exact math of that. Probably they simply start with, like, since I don't want to give them too much more agility right away, they simply start with a higher base number of movement.
Okay, so then I will place things where they want to go.
Okay.
About right, like that.
Okay, so for the sake of this turn, we're gonna, especially for the sake of the fact that I don't also no, wait. That's actually very, very easy. We are going to do the first contested check because we want to see if I want to see if the Kaiser Bear noticed you trying to flank it.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a separate. For now, we're gonna do like this, and then you'll tell me if that's a better way to adjust it. Both you and Peppermint are going to do an agility check.
Okay.
So 2d6 plus modifier, and the Kaiser Bear is going to do a senses one.
And Peppermint had +2 agility, or
+2. It's +2. And I'm rolling.
I'm just writing Peppermint stats real quick.
Yeah. Basically, we're making up the sheets as we go. I hate the fact that I have a French keyboard and it's kind of awkward. Okay, so both of you have to beat a 7.
A 7?
Yeah. 7 is what the Kaiser Bear rolled.
I rolled a 7 total.
Okay.
And Peppermint rolled 6 total.
Okay, so in this case, that's a good moment to think about this thing, because there are some cases in which like by default the attacker is going to win, like initiative contests, and cases in which I think that by default the with a draw the defender should win, and I think attempted stealth checks are one of these cases. I think it kind of makes sense. That you have to go that you have to go over their senses check to not be spotted.
So that's double failure.
Yeah. Okay. That simply means that the Kaiser Bear is aware of the presence of other two creatures the moment you start moving and flanking it, but it's not gonna interfere with it right away. So right now we're in the actual combat. And okay, the way it works is that initiative. The way it works with initiative in this game is that attackers, which are defined narratively as the faction that starts the hostility, always act first. So at least one creature between the first turn in the first round is one creature in the attacking faction, which can be either you or Peppermint.
Okay.
So which one of you is gonna be?
I'll probably initiate with Scorn, and
Okay.
probably aiming for its head and try to hit it with some of that perilous coated arrow.
Okay. So right now we go in the second part. So basically, your turn is your movement and your major action.
Mhm.
And your movement can be broken up by your action at any time. Oh, by the way, I also think that I okay that there was definitely a rule that I had written and noted about basically you can you can move more than your um,
Your
you
movement.
basically can move twice in a full turn, but I am not sure of where the rule for that is. But both of you are using ranged. I mean, the Giginox probably has a speed projectile of some kind, and you have the bow.
Yeah.
So for now, for now we are assuming that you can also yeah. There was a rule for you can there was a rule for extra movement. It just probably it's something along the line of you have two movements of or like you can move up to twice your speed, which is defined as 6 plus agility,
Mhm.
and you can break up that movement with your action anytime. Um, okay, so when a creature takes a turn and takes his turn, any other creature that hasn't acted can try to. No, okay, okay. In this case, it's not happening because Peppermint failed harder, so Kaiserberg is more focused on it.
Plus, another monster entering its territory makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly, exactly. It's bigger. It made more noise, and it's definitely way scarier. So like you're just attacking, and you are doing you're doing a ranged attack check against. You are going for which part of the monster?
The head.
Okay, you're going for the head.
Gotta aim those weak points. I know my
Okay,
bowing principles.
okay. You are going for the head, and you okay. So it's a ranged attack. So it's senses plus the weapon tier modifier, which
Which
is
is
in the case which is 1.
okay.
So it's 2d6 plus you have 2 senses. Okay, 2d6
Yeah,
plus 3.
7.
Oh, okay, that's a
Yeah,
bit sad.
I told you
Um,
dice hate me.
yeah, that's a bit sad. Okay, so normally when you attack, the rules are a bit different for monsters and player characters because as a rule, monsters rarely dodge.
Mhm.
But when you rarely actively attempt to dodge, so you are usually attacking like the static armor class of the hit zone you're aiming at.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh no, wait. Um. Oh yeah, you were also using paralysis coding,
Yeah.
but that no, that definitely applies only if you hit. Um.
Yeah, I rolled 2 2s.
Okay, that definitely. I'm thinking. Okay, maybe this can change later, but yeah, you rolled 2 2s plus 3. Okay. Right now we're playing like with an open and visible deck of cards. The
Yeah.
armor class for the Kaiser Bird's head is 9.
Ah, so close.
So you need to go for that, and you almost got it. So right now you have tried to shot the Kaiser Bear, and probably you either grazed the the plating on its head, or just hit the rock in front of it, and so you too got its attention, and Peppermint hasn't moved yet. So, because you targeted a creature, now that creature can immediately take its turn after yours is over.
Okay.
Okay, this matters especially when there are multiple combatants on each faction. But when a creature is targeted, that means that as soon as the targeting creature ends its turn, the targeted creature can act. Okay.
It creates an action economy where even with multiple against one, that
Excuse
it
me?
kind of. I was saying that's pretty good because that makes an action economy where if you're fighting just a singular thing, it doesn't just get
Exactly.
bombarded.
Exactly. You cannot gang like you and Peppermint wouldn't have been able to attack in succession even if you got
Yeah.
initiative, because the moment one of you targets an enemy, that enemy gets the possibility to respond. Also to avoid getting bodied, and because that's how it works in Monster Hunter. Usually, large monsters have more than one action per round.
Hmm.
They usually have three.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, they start by default. They start by three, with three or four actions. So right now, since you are the one that attacked, you are closer, and Kaiserberry is not particularly intelligent, and there is a rock and a river between it and Peppermint. You are definitely going to be the target of the beaver's first attack.
Fever rage.
Yeah, exactly. And so, right now I'm going to roll a d6. No, d6. Yeah, right now I'm going to roll to decide which attack pattern the beaver in question is going to use.
Uh-huh.
Attack pattern, because this game is based on this game also uh, works like Monster Hunter in the fact that you can learn to know a monster, its patterns, predict them, and use them at your advantage. And so instead of making the monster being completely controlled by the game master, there's like a small simple matrix of like 3 or 4 possible patterns as a base, and when a monster starts to its first turn, the game master roll its first pattern, and then the master has some freedom in some part of the patterns. But the point is that a monster needs to be, after you fought him a couple times, reliably predictable by a player that knows what he's doing.
Yeah, like a hunter gaining knowledge on how a creature would react.
Exactly. And if this is completely in the end of the GM that can change what the monster does at will, of course, that's not happening. I know you played Stories 1, right? Or didn't you?
I played a very little bit of Stories 1, sadly.
Okay. So, you have acted so that you have already acted so that doesn't involve you. Okay, so the Kaiser Bear is about to attack you, and
Wham me with a rock.
maybe. Oh, I see. Right now, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, exactly. Not exactly with a rock, but it is going to try to whack you with the tree that was standing besides him.
That's worse than a rock.
Up until now. Or at least not exactly the tree, the log it was previously chewing on. It takes the log in its mouth and sort of barrels towards you and tries to smack you with the thing. So you have zero.
Zero
If I'm
brawn.
correct, okay, you have 0 brawn. That should not. Excuse me a second. Oh, okay, I don't have the exact math for that apparently. When you target a creature with an attack, however, you have the option. You get bonus dodge attempts against that specific creature. Okay, because you're focusing on that creature, so in theory, you're focusing on both attacking and avoiding to be attacked back. This matters when you're fighting like a monster and its minions, so like I don't know, a couple of riders with their respective monsters. So you have 0 brawn, but you targeted the Kaiser Bear. So yeah, I say you do have 3 dodge attempts when he's going to attack you. Okay. At least three dodge attempts. I need to balance if like the targeting bonus is a set number or if you just can keep dodging the monster you target. Probably it has to be a set number. It's like I don't know, +1 or +2 on what you normally have. It's you have bronze 0, so yeah, it could work with 2 dodges plus brawn per turn, and targeting giving you at least 1 extra dodge. Okay, so if it's not interrupted in any way, Kaiser Bear is going to attack you. Is going to come to you and try to smack you with the log.
Probably try to dodge that.
At this point, yeah, you can either try to dodge that, or another creature in your faction, or I mean any another creature, but another creature could try to anticipate the action of the Kaiser Bear. For example, Peppermint could try to attack it to get its attention and to get its attention away from you.
Okay, so what would I be doing for that?
If you want to succeed in doing that, that is where initiative contests happen. So it's agility versus agility.
Okay.
And so in these cases, a draw should be a win for the defender, but I'm gonna check. I'm going to check how that works. Okay, so agility contest. So 2d6s +2 for Peppermint.
Peppermint has a 9.
Has a 9, okay. Decent chances that I'm for some reason the name Peppermint makes me think of a she, even though Giginoxes probably don't even have a biological sex.
They don't, because they self-breed.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if maybe the scariest idea is the fact that maybe they can also breed with each other. I mean, they do need some way to diversify the gene pool, and if they work like and they are flying wyverns and pseudo wyverns, so they evolved from a common ancestors that had like more vertebrate like reproduction. So
It's funny though because like I there is breeding lore for Devil Joes, but not for like a lot of other things.
yeah.
And it's like they just got to do it and run away from each other before they eat each other. I think the
Okay.
Kaiser lost.
Excuse me? Yeah, the Kaiser
Because
lost. The
I
Kaiser
think it lost
definitely
by a bit.
the Kaiser definitely lost by a whopping 4. So Giginox can act, and this would be the point in which it would be. Yeah. Also, this is the point in which, like in Monster Hunter stories, you don't always control all of the actions
Yeah.
of your monster. I do assume, yeah, you control their movement and you decide anyway when they are trying to attack, when they are acting, and when they are, for example, like trying to anticipate an action without need to spend kinship or exert active control.
Mm-hmm.
And but there's still a slight bit of randomness, and they should also have their patterns. I do not
Yeah.
have the or at the very least, if they don't have full-on patterns as the wild monster, they still have a very small a very small matrix that determines whether they're doing uh, what kind of simple attack they're doing, or if they're using one of the special abilities, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're assuming. So basically, what you want to do is have it interrupt the. Oh, okay, got it,
The tree
figured.
branch slam.
Yeah, the tree branch slam in one way or another. And in this occasion, that's also we're experimenting a lot of stuff today. Um, uh, oh no, so it's not. But the Kaiser Bear is being attacked. So Peppermint is attacking the presumably attacking the Kaiser Bear to stop it. And
Yes.
which means that the Kaiser Bear is going, because monsters and monsties always do that, is going for a head-to-head confrontation. Do you
Okay.
know how those works in stories?
Yeah, it's a rock paper scissors type thing.
It's a rock paper scissors type, exactly. And given that I'm pretty sure that Giginox would be a technical monster,
Technical. Yeah, it would definitely be
definitely
technical.
technical. So on a
Because
D6.
it's stealthy, it's poisonous.
Yeah, definitely technical. So in a on a d6, we are going to I'm going to have you roll a d6 and say that like all of the even numbers are a technical attack, and 1 and 3 are power, and 5 is speed.
Okay. That honestly makes sense for the creature.
Yeah, because when it's not doing very technical stuff, the Giginox is just slamming or rolling you over.
That's a 6.
Okay, so technical attack.
Yep.
Okay. So head-to-heads in this game, the type of attacks that you're doing only matters when a head-to-head is getting called. And a head-to-head is always called by the defender or the creature that is being attacked. And monsters usually, by default right now, monsters always go for the head-to-head. If I mean,
if they get the chance.
yeah, basically they try to. I mean, monsters if they are. I mean, okay. Monsties definitely go for the head-to-head.
Yeah.
Wild monsters, not exactly, because it would kind of screw up what happens when they um, when you attack them, and it usually. Okay, I'm sorry because I'm making a mess, but so
You're fine, man.
even
You're
by my
fine.
own rules, probably a head-to-head shouldn't happen right now because it's for a number of reasons, but we're gonna test it anyway.
That's the point. We're
We're
here to
gonna test it
test.
anyway. So
It's science time.
you probably, by the way, okay, Peppermint is going to attack the Kaiser Bear to interrupt it, and the Kaiser Bear noticed that Peppermint is going for it, and has decided to respond to the moving Giginox, and thus the head-to-head ensued. Honestly, looking at the Kaiser Bear, you can probably guess what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because
It's gonna
yeah,
whack.
it's definitely chosen. It's definitely choose power.
If I
Like
remember, technical beats power.
no, it's the opposite. Power
Ah.
beats technical, technical beats speed, and speed
That's
beats
right.
power.
I can't remember.
So like the lesson of this is usually probably you should avoid head-to-heads between Peppermint and the Kaiser Bear.
Yeah.
Or with Peppermint alone and the Kaiser Bear. So when I had this works exactly like Monster Hunter stories. When a head-to-head is lost, only the winner gets to make its attack, and the winner makes its attack against the static AC of the monster it's attacking. Which, as of now, we're assuming the static AC of Peppermint is the same as you, which is 6 plus your armor tier, aka 7.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's why dodging is so strong, by the way, because a dodge roll is 2d6 plus agility, and the result gets added to your static defense.
Oh damn! Yeah, that's. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, those are the important stuff. How the attack, the important stuff. The only thing we're going to actually learn and comment tonight is how the turn works, how the attacks work, and how you actually damage each other. Okay, so Kaiser Bear is attacking. A power attack, so wins the head-to-head and attacks the static defense of Peppermint.
Which will be 7, you said, correct?
Yep. And I had said that, yeah, by default it should be, yeah, of course, it's tier plus Ron. It's gonna be 2d6 plus, okay, it's a 9.
Yeah, that's a hit.
That is definitely a hit, but fortunately it's not a heart loss.
Okay.
Because, and here we're getting to another important thing, to inflict a injury, or like yeah, or to lose a heart. There are two types of injuries in this game. There are two. If you just get over. Okay, sorry. I'm starting from the beginning.
You're good.
Okay. Players and their monsters have hearts, and monsters have hearts as well, but probably going to call those injuries. But anyway, it's a number of serious major injuries that you can sustain before you're out of the fight. Okay.
Okay.
You only get injured, which for a player character is losing a heart, when an attack it's 3 or more 3 points or more over the static defense or the defense roll. Okay.
Okay.
So if the Kaiser Bear had rolled a 10, it would have been straight a heart down for Peppermint. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just writing it down.
Instead, it just this is not a injury. This is not a heart loss. This is just a hit, and you need 3 of those, and you lose a heart. Okay, so the way it works substantially is that instead of having HP, there is a number of required hits that brings down a creature, and that number is a range between a minimum number and like triple the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, for example, this means that to defeat both you, to be defeated, both you and Peppermint.
You combined 4.
Yeah, you go down in either 4 clean hits or 12 smaller hits.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. So the number of hits you can take is before going down is between 4 and 12 total, or for each between 2 and 6. Okay. I'm making it more complicated than it sounds, but yeah, basically the point is a strong hit loses you a heart, and a weak hit is 1/3 of a heart.
Okay.
This also means that normally. No, normally. This also means that it is literally also you cannot. Heavy weapons can overshoot, but not injure. But no single hit from a hunter or player character can inflict more than 1 injuries in normal conditions. So you literally cannot one-shot monsters. Okay.
Yeah.
You literally, as it should be, by the way, in
yes.
Monster Hunter, you literally cannot one-shot anything that has a heart number larger than 1.
Makes sense.
So, for example, for the sake of the fact that it's almost 11 o'clock, I'm going to just tell you that...
Zones.
Excuse me?
It's like, yeah, much different time zones.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to tell you that the Kaiser Bear has it's kind of a bulky monster. It has 4 hearts.
It's a meat bag.
It's meat bag enough. Normally, starting large monsters should have between 2 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
But like 2 only if it's something very, very frail, something like Velocity Realm.
Yeah. And
also with a party of 4, it doesn't last. It could not last a lot either way. So this was the first attack from the. Okay, that was the. Oh! I found the way to. I found the way in the rules why all of this happened. By the way.
Okay.
So remember when I said that any creature that has not acted can try to anticipate the action of another creature.
Uh-huh.
So that's what basically that's what happened, and that also saves the head-to-head thing, because head-to-head are only declared by player characters that are defending usually.
Okay.
So which means you attacked. Then Kaiser Bear acted. Peppermint tried to anticipate and won. Oh no, okay, so no, that doesn't save because you would
Peppermint
have
got
needed the
whacked.
Kaiser Bear to counter anticipate which. Okay, but it could have done that. It could have done that. It could have chosen to. Probably it could have chosen to try and or maybe not because that kind of leads to no that doesn't lead to loop because if any creature has only one attempt at anticipating another, that's not
Exactly,
much of a
because
problem.
you can only do it if you haven't acted. Like,
Yeah,
period.
exactly. And also it was yeah, okay. So okay, probably shouldn't have happened when we tested the head-to-head anyway for this once. But right now it's going to happen legitimately and within the rules because the Kaiser Bear has no reason to go all the way up
Back
to
to
you right now. And so it's going on with continuing its log combo. And yeah, so it created a head-to-head that way. Okay, technically, okay, since the last turn was a little bit weird, I'm going to say that before the Kaiser Bear attacks again, Peppermint can actually have its action
Okay.
for this time because I'm remedying to an error I made. So
Oh, you're fine.
at this point, yeah, it's probably going to be yeah. You can direct if it moves or tries to attack, but if it tries to attack, especially since the head-to-head before was lost, it's probably going to be another random roll of the dice for the kind of attack.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not gonna be a head-to-head this time because defending monster don't declare them. You can probably try to do that afterwards.
Okay.
No, you've not acted. So okay. It can just if you want it can attack with and it doesn't even matter. Okay, that's not gonna be a head to head. If you want it can just you can just say it attacks or it moves or whatever combination of the two. Sorry
Peppermint
for
would
the confusion.
probably. No, you're fine. Uh, move them back a little bit, it's about right
Okay.
there, and then definitely would try to attack. Here comes that poison globule.
Okay. Yeah, that okay, that's definitely a thing that can yeah, if you direct its movement and then tell it to attack. Okay, if it has specific ranged attacks you want it to do, and okay, that works. So it's gonna do a ranged attack. So it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be 2d6 plus 3 because it has two instances, and there's the basically the tier bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 2d6 plus 3. Again,
That's 11.
it's going for the head.
Um, probably would just Peppermint would probably just try to be hitting like the body in general,
Okay.
which that
So
is an
yeah.
11.
Yeah, that is an 11 and I'm thinking yeah, the body of a Kaiser Bear definitely that's definitely an injury.
Okay.
Also, that's where status comes in for the first time.
Poison.
Poison it is and okay, honestly, Giginox is offensively poisonous. So
As your
yeah,
lore flashbacks would remember.
just roll 2d6. Status only applies if
I had a 9.
if the you hit a 9. Okay, that's no problem. Okay, that definitely is gonna poison a Kaiser Bear. Okay, the way status works is that in addition to the attack dice, you roll additional d6s for the status.
Oh, okay.
Only yeah, definitely that's the way to balance it. Status only you only roll the status if you hit. Okay.
Okay.
When the status build up to the relevant threshold for the monster, the status is applied and takes effect.
Okay.
And it's likely yeah going to be a limited number of like 1d. Yeah, extra tick like 1d3 1d3 or 1d3 minus 1 for a minimum of 1 additional hits that are going to happen at the during the turn of the Kaiserbear. So it's poison doing its thing. And yeah, status are applied this way. If you hit, you roll additional status d6, which depends on your build, the weapon you're using. And if you reach a threshold, the status is applied, takes effect, and then the threshold rises, of course.
Okay. Yeah, classical Monster Hunter
Classic Monster Hunter. Element instead works similar. It's bonus d6s, but they contribute to the actual attack roll. Which, by the way, it's come up until now. There is no separate and attack and damage roll, as you've seen. It's the same thing. Basically, the damage is determined by how much the attack is higher than the defense. Okay, and the element does contribute to that. But since there is literally no element going around right now, we'll maybe talk about that later.
Just me and my statuses.
Okay, so Kaiserbear is poisoned and is gonna take its poison damage, and already has had an injury to the head, by the way, which is definitely going to be a stagger, which means that you're just going to, which means that is 1 action less for this guy.
Okay.
On this round, which means he has only 1 more attack. And also, the combo was interrupted, so it's re-rolling the pattern. Okay. So right now it's been a bit blindsided by this glob of poison that sort of cracked its head and seeped into the wounds. And it tries to like that attack of the Kaiserbear in which he uses the tail to like throw sand in the face of that would not, I mean, this would only matter if there were also allies, because this is an attack that hits more than 1 target in the immediate vicinity. But yeah, it's going to... I said first that, yeah, we're going to count... I said before that static defense of Peppermint was a 7, right?
Tier. Yeah, so 7.
Right. Okay, she also attacked. She can also try to dodge right now because there's no head-to-head happening.
Aye.
So dodge, as I said before, it's 2d6 plus agility, and so 7 plus 2d6 plus agility.
I think Peppermint would try to dodge.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's going to be a 7 on top, so 14.
Oh. Yeah, did you see what I told you about minimum dodge, like always working? Like this guy basically needs to crit to have any chance of eating a dodging monster. Which is also the reason why I mean, by default, I would just let Monsties dodge normally, but I don't know if that needs to work differently for them.
Maybe Monsties dodge was just 1d6.
Maybe, especially because depending on what... it makes sense that it's kind of harder for them to dodge a monster of the same size. Let's try doing that, and then let's see how it... Because...
do the 1d6.
It's the but from the starting from the next round, because there's also the risk that this offsets the mat in a way that makes them frailer than the hunter, which is kind of not exactly because if their health works the exact same way, honestly, I just make them dodge less times.
Yeah, that makes sense, honestly. Dodge less.
roll 2. Okay. So the attack, yeah, right. It was literally basically impossible. The most I could.
Yeah.
I needed maximum. You rolled the yeah. I literally needed maximum hit to like have a tick of an heart, of a heart. So yeah, you see what I said about dodges being very powerful. So Kaiser Bear has done its thing. And round 2, he also takes the poison, the ticks from the poison, and round 2 is once again a creature in the attacking faction that was not the last to act in the previous turn.
Okay. So
Which is after a lot of attempts. I found out that this was like the simplest rule to avoid loops or gang. You know, it's a creature from the attacking faction that has not attacked last in the previous turn.
Makes sense. So that would mean Scorn.
Yeah, that would be Scorn. Yeah, of course, when there is only one character when one monster, the turn seems more linear. With a full party. With a full party, this would leave like 3 other people that can act at the beginning of the round.
Aiming an arrow at that ass.
Yep. So once again, a static AC of.
I hit 12.
You hit 12.
With
I was about to tell you that Kaiser Bear probably. I mean, he doesn't dodge, but he might try to at least anticipate you. So we're going for a contested, for an initiative contest.
Okay.
For this action. So it's, 2d6 plus agility for you.
I got a 9.
Okay. You have the same, you and the Kaiser Bear have the same agility bonus, by the way.
We're both 1.
Oh, wait, honestly, I think you should have... Yeah, I've seen how the Kaiser Bear moves. It honestly should have 0, probably.
It's a big...
It should be like 2 brawn, 0 agility, and +1 senses.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you definitely won that one. Okay, so yeah, you're acting normally. And so you have said you hit for 14.
12 on the attack.
12 on the attack, okay, definitely an injury. Also, that is a you hit, so you have the paralysis die. Paralysis coding, it's just 1d6. Yeah, the Giginox is super. 5, okay. Okay, 5 on paralysis, almost, by the way. The paralysis threshold, I mean, first, how much you rolled for the Giginox poison earlier? Like 9. Something preposterous like that. Okay, so
Peppermint hit hard.
Yeah, I'd say almost paralyzed. Right now it's the Kaiser Bear turn.
Now, if I wanted to apply more perilous coatings, that would take my action, correct?
Your paralysis coatings last like how many rounds have we said at the beginning of the fight?
It was
1d3 and you rolled 2, so like this is the second round of effectiveness.
Yeah,
so no, it's gonna be just applying a coating in the game is basically instantaneous. So those kind of buffs, just you can do probably one quick action or quick interaction per round. So it just you do it for free at the when your next turn comes up.
Okay, cool. And now the Kaiser will react.
So yeah, now the Kaiser is I said even for you and odd for Peppermint. Okay, even. Now Kaiser Bear is starting to it's trying to go for something that seems more likely to get hit. So it goes for you, and now you can decide since you targeted it. You can decide to just attempt to dodge or declare a head-to-head.
I think I will declare a head-to-head.
Okay. So, choose the attack type. And also you have senses +2.
Yep.
Okay, that's one of the uses of senses, by the way.
Okay.
I'm getting I want to find the exact way to make it work, but usually there's like there's like either a check or a contested check involved, or probably like I'm not sure if there is a contested check on what the monster is rolling, but you have one chance. Basically, you get a chance to try and predict in game by making a senses check what kind of attack the monster is going to use, and of course, the more you fought the monster and the more the higher your senses modifier is, the better your chances are at predicting the move that is coming up.
Makes sense to me.
So I'm not exactly sure of what the monster is rolling on, or if there is a sort of difficulty class that is determined by like sort of a readability factor in the monster stat. So I'm not sure if I should just assign a DC to reading the monster or having it be a contest. Probably there's a DC that
each pattern could have its own like sense motive type thing.
Yeah.
Because some patterns would be more difficult to apprehend, while some other patterns might be easier.
Yep. Yeah. That's a great idea, actually. That's a great idea, making the number a part of the pattern, because you end up with a nice table which has the pattern and like the number, the readability factor on it, and also
Exactly.
you leave space. You don't need to have a stat for that, and you leave space for certain monsters to have a passive skill that does weird things with that number.
Exactly.
Monsters like, of course, like Yangaruga or
Yeah.
Keshawacha. But of course, Yangaruga. We were both thinking of Yangaruga. Like I'm picturing like G rank Scarred Yangaruga having a passive ability that like once per round, if it loses this check, it can change pattern.
Yeah.
It can re-roll the pattern.
Look, we know the reality is a scarred G-Rank Garuga would have the passive ability to scream and one-shot you.
Yeah, of course. It's gonna one of the patterns is going to be scream, and then the Spitfire attack it does in Iceborne.
I hate the fucking triple combo where it like scream, fire, rushes.
Or also whatever Deadeye does.
Like, Deadeye is freaking nasty.
Like scream, lawnmower, peek into the ground, scream, explode. Oh, Deadeye.
Okay, I know we're off on a bit of a tangent there. Silverwind Nargacuga screwed me over so much.
I actually, because my history with Generations has been rocky for various reasons, I actually haven't fought a Silverwind Nargacuga yet.
It's not too off of the variant Nargacuga in 3 Ultimate. So it can turn invisible. It's nasty.
Because I dread the idea, because I generally am decent at fighting Nargacuga, and I appreciate the fact that it's one of the cleaner monster in terms of if you can read it, you can fight it, and hitbox and stuff like that. You can have moments that really capture what Monster Hunter combat is supposed to be about. But the fact of taking those patterns and adding horizontal sweeping wind blades to that, it sort of it basically makes the fact that it was clean and predictable and turns it on its head, because right now you are used to the hitboxes of normal Narga, like to clean and very close dodges, and now there's a huge Master Sword beam coming out of the tail.
And it's horrifying.
And I don't know what the other monsters. Honestly, the monsters that I liked more fighting in Generations Ultimate for this exact reason, for the way I interacted with his moveset, was Glavenus.
For me, it was Mitsune.
Oh, okay. I love fighting Mizu in Rise. In Gen Ultimate, less so. But yeah, in Rise, it's something amazing.
Of it, the silliest thing. Astalos is such an interesting monster because it hits like a brick, but it has no stamina. You can just kill it so quickly, but if it hits you, it hurts.
Yeah, I never liked Astalos that much, actually, because I do like the idea, but something in the execution, like from the color pattern to the general way it's implemented, it's not exactly my jam, but I do get why people like it. And it has a cool armor, and it looks cool, definitely.
I gained an appreciation for Astalos because I was fighting it a lot for its bow, because it had the only bow that was fired sideways, and I really wanted that.
Oh, that's cool.
Instead of holding it normally, you held it sideways.
If we had to talk, because design-wise, it's a different story, but if we had to talk worst fight in the Faded 4, Gamut stays bottom for me.
I can understand it, but I love
especially because in Gen Ultimate I had the self-imposed challenge of only playing as Gunner.
Mm-hmm.
And gunning down Gamut, it was bad.
That's I used to my Gammoth destroying setup was aerial dual blades with smoldering cities, the Glavenus dual blades.
Fantastic. Also, by the way, Gamut in today I defeated my first Gamut in Stories 2, and it's a chore as well. I'll tell you more about that later.
Gammoth, those hit points.
And by the way, it's for the exact same reason. It's a bag of hit points, and when it decides to finally hit you, it just flattens you.
Yeah, because that thing is a literal semi-truck.
Also, it's on a 3DS, I literally couldn't see 3/4 of my screen when I was close to Gamut. It's offensively big.
Yeah. Cool little tidbit on Gammoth and Mitsune is all the Mitsunes you hunt are male.
Yup, I know that.
You fight are female.
I know that the Mizutsune are breeding season male, but I don't know the lore reason why all the Gamuts are female.
I don't know. That was just something they noted. I was like, okay.
Because I do know that fact, but I'm not fully sure. It took a while for me to discover it, but I'm not fully sure of the Gamut reason, because I do know that with Mizu the thing is that it's aggressive on breeding season and peaceful the rest of time. So as Rage Gaming said, every time you're killing a Mizutsune, you're blue balling it.
Exactly. Cucking the Mitsune.
It's just a cock blocking hunting spree.
Yeah.
Okay, so where were we?
Shit.
Okay,
the
how much time do you still? So I'm gonna, since you gave me that excellent idea, I'm just going to whip up a number for this.
And I'll make a census roll.
Make a census roll. I'm not looking at. Don't tell me, because I'm trying to come up with a number with the eyes closed to not cheat. Just wait a second. Okay, done.
12.
Fantastic. you read it like you basically. It's not that you read it like a book. You were its own editor. Okay, so what comes next is definitely going to be a technical type attack. It's another one of the dust sweep with the tail.
Okay. So as I would want to make a power attack against that.
Exactly. Which means that you're going to attack, and only you are going to attack. The Kaiser Bear loses this action, and you can do an attack against its static AC,
Okay.
which for the monster always happens. Right now it turned also, so you can aim for the head.
Uh-huh. Okay, so now I just roll an attack, correct?
Exactly. The head has an AC of 9, but also a hit on that, an injury on that staggers. So
I got a 10.
okay, so it's you're also lucky, by the way, because it's an injury anyway because of the poison.
Mm-hmm.
Poison ticked lucky, so it's an injury, a stagger. Kaiser Bell loses an action, and you get to roll 1 paralysis dice, which is going to paralyze,
Oh
by
no, I
the way,
still have
because
it.
which is going to paralyze, by the way,
Roll
because
a 6 on the paralysis die.
okay. Yeah, I rolled a 6 on paralysis dice. His paralysis threshold for the first time was 6, so literally you couldn't not paralyze him. So basically, yep, Kaiser Bear lost this entire turn.
And now he is...
Because the first action, you anticipated the first action, staggered him out of the second, and paralyzed it out of the third one.
Yeah, I'm the supporting myself.
Yeah, exactly. Which, by the way, this would come in handy if I had a more complete sheet for Giginox, because all of these action, especially the head-to-head victory and the actions undertook by Peppermint up until now, build up the kinship gauge, which works like in story. Just I de-bloated the number, so it's like it's 1 to 10. Okay, it's 1 to 10 and works in the exact same way. There are some specific actions that normally the monster would do with its random matrix, because if you only move it and attack if you only move it and tell it to attack, it uses usually a random attacks from a matrix of its attacks. It randomly chooses the attack on head-to-heads and stuff like that. But winning on head-to-heads and like other successful action on your turn, build kinship. You can spend it for determining specific attacks, and when you get to 10, you can also, of course, ride the monster and unleash the kinship attack.
I'm gonna have to
which, by the way, knowing what you were doing, I also took some time today to note down and imagine how a Giginox kinship attack would look like, then maybe we can confront the idea. If you have suggestion, but I have mine as well.
What's yours?
Okay, mine, by the way, it's like, I think right now your kinship is like, probably something like 5 or 6. What was I saying? Yeah, my suggestion is something like, first of all, there's a series of attacks in which the Giginox attacks egg sacs to the poor victim, and like a bunch of them, like 3 to 5 of them, and yeah, nothing. The Gigis all down and pester the poor creature, while the Giginox goes up and like either hangs from the ceiling or just flies over and just drops the mother of all poison bombs on the poor victim.
Nasty, love
in
it.
In terms of rules and mechanics in this game, it would be like, of course, Giginox is gonna have a Hexac laying kinship move, at least one. Yeah. Not kinship, sorry, special move. At least one of 2 or those. So that is gonna be in stat blocks the rule for generating the Hexacs and the Gigis. In terms of the rules, it's like when the kinship attack starts, the Giginox automatically succeeds in attaching like 1d3 plus 2 exacs to the target, and then it does an attack. No, it's not even an attack. It's an automatic 4d6 poison damage.
Douche.
So like whatever the threshold is, it's probably gonna in the end the poor guys probably have 3 to 5 Giginox inflicting the ticks of health, and is most likely going to be poisoned.
That's perfect.
Did you have any suggestions in mind?
My idea for how the attack would look was a little more horrifying, I think.
Okay.
So it'd start with the Giginox in its classic way of sneaking up from above.
Okay.
Latching itself onto the creature first, It's a leech, laying its eggs, and then at the end just pumping poison straight into it through the bite.
Okay, so it lays the eggs, and basically the effect mechanically would be the same in the end.
It would, but just mine is a little more horrific, I think.
Yeah. Mine is a bit more anime. Okay.
Yours is a bit more proper. Mine's a bit more horror movie.
Fantastic. I mean, the description is the effect is the same. The description is whatever you like, and it definitely works a lot. It's really horrifying. Also, maybe at one point you can get to having more than one kinship attack variation for the same monsters, but yeah, definitely as the default, we seem to agree on the effect and the description. Yeah, everyone chooses the one that suits them more, and it's yours is great. Yours is great and very on the creepy aspect. Mine is basically, now that I think of it, it's basically a cross between the Nargacuga one and the Puke from Stories 2 with Giginox personality in the middle.
I love the Puke Poison Rain. It's such
I
cool
love
fucking...
it. I mean, of course, the reason why everybody loves that attack is the fact that Puke is shown caring for the rider.
I know, and it's so sweet. It doesn't help that I already love Pukes.
I love it too.
Surprise! I like poison monsters.
I love it too, and I love what Rise did to it, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So much personality.
I mean, the first Puke in Rise is like you're used to Ward Puke, and you see Rise's Puke, and you're like, oh, you can do that as well.
Yeah.
You're like stuff like the Yoshi Thong attack that, by the way, can punch through rocks. I've seen it destroy pillars with an attack. And also it has I don't think it had the little poison geysers work the same way in Word and stay on the ground for that long.
Yeah.
It's like it's revamped in a lot of ways. It's really something. It's really something. The saddest thing in the world to me is that Coral Puke is not in Stories 2.
That's weird. Because a lot of other monsters, we got Blue Yi and Kutku.
I don't know why Blue Yi and Kutku even exists, honestly. But the weird fact is that of the world monsters that got into Stories 2, Anjanat is literally the only one that got its Iceborne subspecies into the game.
I mean, that's good, at least, because Fulgur is so cool.
Yeah, Fulgur is beautiful, but the fact that we have no Nightshade Polumu, no Viper Toby, and especially no Coral Puke.
That's right, no Viper Kadachi.
Oh, by the way, there is no version of Odogaron.
Yeah, that sucks. Because I love
that
Odie.
Sucks. That really sucks.
To this day, my main armor set in World is...
Oh, the Odogaron armor is like amazing.
Oh, I just love Odie armor so much. I was so surprised that Odie didn't get into Rise. It's so Japanese already.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, probably. In that case, really. No, because Odogaron also was in the Coral Highlands. So that is a monster that was presented as very specific to a certain environment. But
it's true.
I mean, it's not like they make the rules. So
exactly.
Plus, and also,
its aesthetic fits Kamura so
Yeah,
well.
exactly. And also, I mean, yeah, a specific environment, but then you gotta tell me if the specific environment is an issue, then you gotta tell me how Anjanats got into the Sandy Plains.
Exactly.
Because I mean, I do
I
get
mean,
why they could
Banbaro
thrive
go
in that
fucking
in that
everywhere.
environment, but what did they swam
Yeah.
there?
But
I mean,
how did New World monsters get to the Old World? How?
honestly, my headcanon answer that I thought up right this second is that someone screwed up with handling the monsters that the commission captured and
That's
sent
yeah,
back.
invasive species.
Because yeah, a lot of I mean during war we captured a lot of monsters and we also saw them in Astera, and if you read the mission logs, some are presumed probably to have been sort of shipped somewhere else for being studied, and I mean I do see shit happening when you do something like that.
Plus, who knows? Maybe somebody just left an egg somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, for some monsters, I do get it's kind of easier to imagine them sort of crossing the. Others are really weird. Like, yeah, for
The
Anjanat in particular, what happened is that they had a very long range turf war with the Radalos. Like, just they
yeah,
got airdropped to the island district.
like Basil makes sense getting to the
Yeah,
old
Basil
world. He
makes
can
absolutely
fly.
all the sense in the world. Like at one point, I do think I do see Basil as intellectually capable of figuring out where all these hunters are coming from,
Yeah,
and think in his little evil mind, oh, so there's stuff to make explode there too, and just
exactly.
crossing the oceans armed with malicious intent.
It reminds me when Devil Joe. People are like, "How did Devil Joe get to the New World?" It's like you can't stop Devil Joe. You can't stop Devil Joe no matter what. It doesn't matter if you have an entire ocean in the way. It's
Yeah,
hungry.
honestly, I really see Devil Joe just walking on the bottom of the oceans, like not giving a
Uh,
fuck,
yeah, just full Godzilla style.
or just swimming like the Streptospondylus in Walking
Yeah,
with Dinosaurs, and just like
yeah,
if anything tries
that's right. Yeah,
to
that would
attack him, it
hit.
just eats him in the water while he keeps swimming.
Swimming Devil Joe gets horrifying. And then
Yeah,
people are
yeah,
like, "Well, Rajang, you can't stop Rajang either.
of
Monkey gonna
course.
swim.
Rajang, yeah, Rajang. I would
Got them
say
strong
I had
arms."
pictured for a second like Rajang hanging down onto an airship, but the only reason that doesn't work is that no Rajang would stay still and calm for that long.
Exactly. No, they're just rage swimming across the ocean,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like friggin' Michael Phelps across.
I go, I heard that there's shit happening there. I gotta throw hands.
There's Kieran, hungry. Oh,
Oh my
finally
god.
seeing a Rajang break a Kieran's horn off and eat it was so
Also,
satisfying.
fun fact, for some reason, Kirin is one of the large, aggressive monsters that are in lore mentioned to sometimes be tamed by, like,
Yeah,
normal
they're
non-rider humans.
benevolent. If they see goodness in you, because they're Kirins, like literal Kirins.
Like, Kirin milk is
Yeah,
legitimately a thing that exists, like, in third generations as an ingredient.
yeah, and like it implies that Kirins will be nice to people, and the
Also, it
Kirin.
implies that they produce milk.
Yeah, I mean they're a mammal
Yeah, yeah.
ish.
Despite being scale, I mean, they may be bizarre stem mammals, but yeah,
Yeah.
they have scales
Uh,
and they make milk.
I was gonna say the Kirin cutscene in four Ultimate shows a massive intelligence in the creature because it looks at you in the eye and basically challenges you.
So basically, it means that whatever all
And then it
of the mean
teleports.
shit that it does to you, it's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it sees you as an actual challenge. It wants to
Yeah, so
fight. It's a
it is
warrior.
taunting you with that adamantium bat of his.
I also want Orochi Kirin back, please.
Orochi Kirin is in stories too.
Yeah, I know that made me happy because I love
Both are.
Orochi Kirin.
Honestly, Kirin is like my least favorite Elder Dragon, but I do
I
get
can understand that. But the
is.
first,
I mean, the fight is no. It's just no.
no, it's Kelby Drum. The
Yes.
first time I mounted a Kieran, I got too excited and fucked it up because I was like, I'm riding a unicorn.
Yeah, exactly. Also,
Uh,
I thought. Oh, okay, no, I'm gonna to tell you that later. You were saying?
fucking, I forgot. Oh,
Oh, on Kirin. On Kirin.
yeah, I was just on Kieran. It's the first time mounted Kieran was funny to me. I was just so excited that I was riding a unicorn.
Okay. Oh yeah,
It's just dumb.
definitely. It looks like sort of the spirit scene in which the soldiers try to tame it, but on steroids.
Yeah, yeah. Because
I can picture the
like
same exact
me.
song. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so
Also,
sorry a second. Okay, no, you were saying?
I was just gonna say, screw World Kieran.
Oh, okay, can get that.
I hate World Kieran so much.
Have you ever seen footage of Frontier Kirin?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think there is an hardcore Kirin that just straight up instant transmissions.
yeah.
Of course, leaving a streak of lightning behind when it does that, but just
Oh,
instant transmissions. That's no
there's
way. But I
yeah,
mean, Frontier is also the game in which Rajang just does a spirit bomb.
yeah. It's terrifying. Have you
Which, by
seen
the
the?
way, I want to see. I was so sad that in Rise he stops throwing pieces of like deer crust at you.
Yeah. Did you ever see Zenith Fatalis from Frontier?
The white one.
No,
No,
no, no.
that's the
The one who
no
has
Zenith
literally the horn.
Fatalis.
The one that
No,
has the
because
literal horns of Baphomet.
I don't remember seeing Zenith Fatalis, like regular black Fatalis, but Zenith.
As I think there was a Zenith Fatalis. Oh, what? Okay, what was it called? I just had a freaking upgraded black Fatalis that had some
Oh yeah, yeah.
crazy.
I do know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's a Zenith monster though, but I
No,
do
no,
know
yeah.
what you're talking
The
about.
white Fatalis is the Zenith one, and that was also terrifying.
I do know because there is a frontierized version of all three, and they all three are insane. And like the black one, sort of had it was one of the monsters with like the fusion elements.
Yeah. And then there's the Zenith Tigrex with like shredded metal claws.
Yeah, Zenith Tigrex is like wow. It's like Grimclaw Tigrex on top of Grimclaw.
Yeah. I love Grimclaw.
Okay, so
Okay.
one thing I'd say, like this guy took two injuries out of four. So we like if we can go like slightly faster, we make
Yeah.
one round, mostly two, and then we can wrap it up. And if you
Okay.
want, I'm available to just stay here and shit talk about Monster Hunter for all the time that you got, but just to not leave this incomplete there.
No, no, no. Two
It's
seconds, real quick. I gotta hit the restroom up real quick.
yeah, okay.
I'll be really quick. Don't worry.
Okay. I'll be there as well. Okay. So, this has been fun. Even less structured than I ever thought it would be. But we're getting out the core of the system. Probably it's a bit chaotic for a viewer from outside to get what's going on, but it's not. This is definitely not the first stream of this game not the last. I'm sorry, not the last stream of this game that you're going to see. Uh, there's going to be more World of Monsters on this channel, and I hope that the next time is going to be like an actual scenario with
I'm
me
back.
having the rules a bit more figured out. Hello, Scorn.
Told you fast.
Yeah. I need to drink a second and then I'm back as well.
You got it.
Okay, here I am unmuted and now with camera.
Okay.
Okay, so we were
Go.
saying last thing that happened was that you completely fucked up that poor Kaiser Bear's turn.
Yes.
And right now it's Peppermint because even the consequences of you interrupting its first action basically deprived him of the rest of its turn. And right now it's peppermint time.
Peppermint time.
So, by the way, you have yeah, I think you tell me what you want her to do, because even if it's something that we could classify as a special action, you have like 6 points of kinship. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she can do what it can do what you want it to do.
Let's lay an egg sack on it.
Oh, great. Let's lay. Okay, how would that work? Probably probably it's an attack that does not do damage, and if it works, it just lays the egg and does its effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so against an AC of 7, which is basically everything that is not the arms of the or the head.
And what stat would I be rolling with this?
Oh,
it's a
with
weird one.
This one, it's definitely a weird one because it's definitely not sensitive because it's straight. I mean, if you want to lay the egg sac, like attach it to to the creature, then I think that should be agility, which is kind of the weak point of peppermint. But also, I mean, for an attack like that, it's going to be a problem if it works anyway, because it's basically the equivalent. The equivalent of tenderizing. Oh, it has 2 agility. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
exactly opposite. So
brawn 1, agility 2, senses 2.
Yeah, okay, it's brawn this week. So, but it makes sense that it's agility because it's trying to quickly put the egg sac on something that moves. So it's kind of probably these kind of things are the only agility attack rolls. So probably that's the weird aspect of this attack, that it rolls on agility and it applies a condition.
So that's going to be a 9.
That's gonna be a 9, and that's gonna be normal. I mean, in normal condition is 1 sack. Probably a powered up Giginox can find ways to spread even more spawn. But yeah, it's 1 sack.
I have a low rank Giginox. Can't do the back on itself thing.
Okay, 1 sack, and it's gonna spawn 1d3 Gigis.
2.
Okay, that's basically the number of ticks they're gonna do within the next round if Kaiser Bear doesn't shake them off or does something weird. Okay, so Kaiser Bear has been wasted out of its turn to have acted, so it's back to Scorn.
Alright, so we're on the next round technically, yeah?
Yeah, so yeah, you would use quick interaction to reapply whatever coding. You can also switch coding if you want to.
Power coding.
Okay, power coding. Okay. Roll for the rounds 1d3.
It's gonna be 1.
Okay, 1 round. This round on +1 on the attack roll. For now, that's the effect of power coding.
That works.
I think it makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah, especially with this math, that is pretty good. But power coding is strong.
That's gonna be a 10.
You were attacking the head?
Yeah, still attacking the head.
Okay, it's 1 tick on the head, and also, sorry, I was trying to check something because I can't find where it was.
You're good.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I had a feeling that I was doing something slightly wrong before. Okay, so. Yeah, definitely another tick of injury. Then it's Kaiser Bear time, and since it got completely wasted last time, it's re-rolling pattern. It's
time for the vengeance.
Okay. It's time for 1 more log, by the way, because Kaiser Bear is going to find. Oh no, wait. It's at its last injuries remaining, so it's time for rage.
Oh, here we go.
So it's time for rage. And
Angry Beaver.
and it's attacking you.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
I think I still have 2 dodges left, right?
Oh no, wait. Yes, and since you hacked... Oh, wait, that was the point. To declare I had to add, you need to not have acted. Yes,
Yeah.
I keep forgetting the rules of my own game. So yeah, you should... what the only answer that you have to what are you doing is try to dodge.
Dodge.
Okay, you're trying to dodge the boulder that is being, like, eradicated from the ground and shoveled at you real quick.
So that's going to add 7 to my AC. And my base AC, I believe, was 6 plus 1, so 7, so 14.
Okay.
But it's enraged, so I'm sure that's going to be a lot more powerful than usual.
Presumably.
Terrifyingly.
What was your total?
12. 14. No, mine was 14. Fuck yeah.
Great dodge.
That scared me.
Great dodge, and okay, so after the boulder toss, what's it that... Oh, okay, like the trying to slam on you, so it's one more. At any time during this, Peppermint can try to anticipate the Geyser Burst since it has not acted yet.
I think now I'll have Peppermint try to anticipate. I know that's not the best idea because mostly technical, but we'll see.
What kind of attack did it attack? Okay, no, the agility contest. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The agility contest, and it's let me roll.
I got a 10.
I think I'm losing this one. Oh, I hate my keyboard. Oh, it won. It won. Okay. That's how. Okay, so it won. So it acts before you, but at this point, okay, I finally solved the ruling of the first turn. At this point, it can change its action. So since it's obvious that Peppermint is trying to do something, it changes the target of its attack. At this point, it's Peppermint that can declare head-to-head.
Okay. I'm gonna get hit one way or the other. Really, it seems like head-to-head.
Okay. So yeah, right now, you could spend kinship to choose a specific attack, but I'm gonna say egg-laying rolls on agility, but it's probably egg-laying rolls on agility, but it's probably a technical type move. Probably if this is a normal Giginox, all its moves that you could select are all technical type. But I think honestly, especially since it's harder. I was reflecting on one thing because since it's kind of harder to probably harder to bring multiple monsters with you in this version of the game. Probably there could be an option to spend kinship to like make a simple attack and influence the type of that attack.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and spend like how much should it cost, something like that. The type of the simple attack, I think 2 or 3. So for the moment we're gonna say 2. So yeah, the body slam is definitely a power type attack, or you can have it have a generic attack that and shows the type. Basically, you can spend 2 or 3 kinship to determine its attack type for this head-to-head.
I think I'm just gonna try to roll it for now.
Okay, same numbers as before. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a 2, so it's a technical.
Okay, I'm sorry to inform you that the second attack in this pattern is a power attack. Yeah, most of the attacks in this pattern are power attacks.
Yeah.
Of the Kaiser Bear in general are power attacks. But the first attack, the boulder fling, was actually a speed type. Basically, yeah, it only it does the I don't know if you know, but in Stories 2, they streamlined a bit the pattern of the monsters, and a lot of them change their preferred type when they're enraged.
Yeah, from what I played in the demo, that's what I got. That's what I figured out.
And also, that's also interesting the way they do it, because some monster use their primary attack when enraged, primary attack type when enraged,
Mm-hmm.
and some use their primary attack in for example, Anjanat,
Yeah.
he normally uses speed,
Yeah.
which is interesting, because I mean, probably they go on a conceptual base, like they don't want they feel it doesn't make sense to have Anjanat switch. An angry Anjanat can be nothing but power, so they need to change
Yeah.
its normal attack.
It makes sense. Like, it does make sense. It's just interesting.
Also, an interesting thing that I noticed with Jade Barrett is that sometimes subspecies change the attack preference, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's cool.
Barrett is speed, which surprised me in Stories 1.
Mm-hmm.
But Jade Barrett is power, which is an
Interesting.
interesting choice. Probably they decided that the U-turn it does when training around are a power move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another loss for Peppermint, unfortunately.
Peppermint's not doing good with these head-to-heads.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's very technical, and the Caterpillar is very not so much.
Trying to juke them, do all these crazy things. And it's just like boulder, tree.
Exactly. Boulder tree, and in this case, a slam as well. And if they try to slam each other, I think Caterpillar is heavier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's another tick
Yep.
for Peppermint. So I mean, you're getting hit, but it's not like
Yeah.
it's doing a whole lot, fortunately.
Nothing. I'm only on my. I'm one away from just the first heart.
Okay, third attack from the Kaiser Bear, and since it hit Peppermint, it's gonna be Peppermint again.
Okay.
And since oh no, wait, okay, Peppermint has not acted yet, and has been the target of an action right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it can act, or it can wait, let the Kaiser Bear act, and call for a head-to-head when it gets attacked again.
Okay, so it's Peppermint's up to hit now. You said.
It's Peppermint's turn right now,
Yeah. Okay.
because under the system of initiative that we said, she has been target of an action
Okay. Uh,
of the last resolved action. Yeah, exactly.
think I will attempt an attack.
Okay. So it's gonna be a poisonous attack. You're just
Yeah.
slamming, or you're trying to double down with the poison.
Yeah. Let's try to double down more with the poison.
Okay. Then you can aim for the head of the body, whatever, and just
Yeah.
do your senses, your range attack.
Gonna try the head. I got double sixes.
Fantastic. So it's a straight up. Okay.
That's 14.
So that's the how do you want to do this moment?
Ah. Well, let's see. We got arrows flinging at it. It's getting sucked off by little giggies.
Yeah, it has 3 gigis on top of it still.
Its vision is just kind of blurring.
And the last thing it did is launch himself on Peppermint, and probably land on like its left wing with most of its body weight. And okay,
just,
up to you.
As it's just pinned down on top of Peppermint, that strange long neck just kind of merges right into its face, and they're just spews poison.
So basically, it just vomited poison into the poor Kaiserbear's throat.
Yep.
And
Just
for some,
absolutely.
I was picturing it like doing something with both ends at once, but this is even worse.
Yeah.
So basically, the Kaiserbear launched itself on Peppermint, stepped on its, landed on its toes, and Peppermint just went like reverse xenomorph on it.
Yeah, exactly.
The whole head of the Kaiserbear disappeared into Peppermint. A lot of squishing noise, and Scorn was behind that, and just saw the butt of the Kaiserbear sort of like twitching.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh, Peppermint.
Hey,
You naughty boy.
Peppermint stole a Giggy Knox.
Yeah, exactly. That Kaiserbear is going to have a nasty look by the end of it.
Yeah. I ain't getting any head carves.
Okay. So yeah, basically that's combat in this game. The thing that we have not tried are elements, and of course any interaction with multiple enemies. But the things we have not tried are elements, the total defense action, which basically you don't attack, you don't do anything, but you have free dodges for the rest, free dodge rolls for the rest of the round. And yeah, we have, but and yeah, we have not tried a lot of the specific special moves for the weapon type, but we did try the core thing of the bow, which is coatings. So yeah, I think I think yeah, that's basically the core of it. The basic math, the basic combat loop, the dynamic of the turn. At the core of it, that's how combat is supposed to work in this build of this game. So yeah, what do you think of it?
So far, I'm enjoying the system, honestly.
Okay.
Um,
Do you have
I'm in,
perplexities or questions or maybe stuff that I just didn't explain well?
I'm really interested in seeing how this does really react with the multiplayer, especially because just
Me too.
the monster getting to attack every time it's targeted is I like that a lot because it makes it just so, like I said, it makes the monster feel a lot more aggressive, like it's actually gonna do something.
Yeah, the point is, I definitely want to avoid the thing that happens a lot of time in D&D Fifth Edition, like the lone boss loses initiative and just gets wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
And in this game, it literally cannot happen because when an action resolves, the target of that action can act if it still has action for the turn. And any large monsters, any wild large monster has like at least 3 actions per round by default.
Another thing I really like that you did up was the attack patterns. I love that.
So like
I
the
love
fact that there are fixed patterns, but what
Yeah.
is going to be used is randomized.
It reminds me of what they're actually doing for what they did for the Dark Souls board game, but they're also doing for the Monster Hunter board game they're putting out,
Yup,
which is made by the same people who made the Dark Souls board game.
yup. Yeah,
It's
it was sort of the same reasoning.
Yeah, it's a good way of doing it.
Because of course I don't want. I mean, it's not like the game master has no control over it, but it does not have total control. I mean, the degree of control that I have is that, like, for example, the pattern that the first pattern that I oh wait, okay. For example, if a pattern is technical and then power,
Hmm.
if the monster that is executing the pattern has multiple special moves that are of either type, the game master can choose which one to use within the limits of those moves. Like for example, if the most one of the patterns of the Kaiser Bear is just literally power, power, power.
Yeah.
But power can be a power move can be the one in which the Kaiser Bear lunges and body slams on someone, or the one in which it swings the log with its teeth, or any other move that the Kaiser Bear has that is a power type. So if you're going for if the hunters are calling for head-to-heads and they guess which pattern is happening right now, or they win the check to determine it, then they know that whatever comes up is going to be a power attack and can act accordingly. But the specific kind of attack, so what happens if the attack connects or if the hunter loses the head-to-head, that can be determined by the game master or referee. And so even additional modifier or weird things that apply to that. So it's possible to... I mean, the monster needs to be reliably predictable, but also it's not like their strategy is completely randomized and the DM has no control over them.
Exactly.
Because, for example, the DM can chooses who the monster is targeting, but like even if I, for example, the pattern that the Kaiser Bear was doing after Rage was speed, power, speed. And which, by the way, was boulder throw and then body slam into roll. And if at any for each of those three attack after the first attack, for each of the attack I could have changed target and even changed back and forth, but they were always gonna be after I rolled the pattern speed, power, speed.
So that's another question. What did Rage actually entail to the monster?
In this case, a change of the available patterns and a +2 on attacks.
Alright, that's about what I expected too.
So I didn't want to make it all the way to +6 because it seemed a bit much, but at least for basic monsters, some might be worse than that. I mean, Rajang.
Yeah.
But in general, the thing you can always assume, is that if a monster rages, it's gonna have an attack roll bonus and a change of patterns.
And on top of things like Rajang, which have like multiple layers of rage.
Exactly. And also, normally monsters rages at a certain hit point, a certain injury threshold, and also get out of rage with either. I mean, conditions of rage should be listed in the monster sheet.
Yeah. Another thing that's probably going forward would be a smart idea just for when labeling monsters, especially in combat, is possibly a certain tactics level they would presumably do. Like something like an Arzros is just going to aggressively hit at you. But monsters like Nargacuga, they're more about that evasion and like...
Exactly. And that is going to be reflected in part in the patterns and abilities. Okay. But I mean, passive abilities and traits that. The point is, for the generic version, of course, the Monster Hunter version is going to come with specific stat blocks or stat block suggestions for the monsters of Monster Hunter. The generic version, instead of having a bestiary, a full bestiary, is going to have a collection of traits and rule to use those traits by tier to create a monster.
That makes sense, and that's a good way of doing it.
A monster, a weak monster. I mean, the stronger a monster is, the more major traits it can have, and by major traits, basically, I mean anything that like directly gives numerical dice bonuses. Or special attacks or like stuff that makes it harder or more times. The more numerical bonuses. The number of minor traits in a monster that can include specific rules on its targeting or stuff like that is pretty much. I mean, it's limited within reason, but it's much. It should be way more free for the world builder.
Well, it's like not every monster obviously is going to have moves that hit only one thing, and like.
Oh, absolutely. But the Kaiserbear, for example, had even this one, which was a basic ass monster. I chose it over some of the other basic ass monster because despite being just a elementless tier 1 monster, it still had some interesting thing because it has both the log's wing and the ground throw can potentially hit at least a couple targets, and it also has a couple of range attacks. So
I was getting lucky too, so.
Yeah, definitely there was luck on. I mean, I expected to. I expected a bit more hits to be received on your side, but I really don't think it's too much the fault of the mat itself. I mean, I don't think that the mat was really off, and given how it's gone right now, and given the fact that this game is supposed to have more players, I was wondering whether the injury threshold should be +3 or +4 over defense, and now I definitely lean towards +3.
Yeah,
I think +3 is definitely okay.
Yeah, because like at most it was mostly just Peppermint who took only 2 of the injuries, and like partly of that is just getting some good staggers and the perilous in at such opportune times.
I mean, the purpose of it being the balanced reasoning of it being +3 was basically that a monster at tier 1, like at the lowest tier of game, you have a situation in which the average hit of a monster, given that the armor class is given that the minimum armor class, if you are actually wearing an armor, is going to be 7. The average hit of a monster is going to exactly injure.
Yeah.
Which does make sense because, I mean, with the most basic armor, you do get, if you're a hunter, which have 3 hearts. I mean, in Monster Hunter, normally, if you have the basic armor and you go against the most basic of monsters, if you stand still and do absolutely nothing, the monster is able to 3-shot you if it wants to.
Exactly.
And that was the so I was wondering about +3 or +4 because do I want the average attack of the monster to injure, or do I want the average attack of the monster to almost injure? And I think given how it turned out today, I lean toward I want the average attack of a monster of your tier to be able to injure you, especially because dodge is with all the limits that we can give, dodge is very powerful.
Exactly. Like if it had just rolled just better too. Like it could have just knocked me out in one round, no problem.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I mean, monsters normally cannot. I mean, monsters, but not all monsters. But
Yeah.
some monsters can inflict more than one heart with one attack.
Ugh.
Oh, also, by the way, an interesting tidbit. That's one of the. That is going to be. I was thinking that that is going to be one of the way in which you distinguish between the ranks. Because if you like, the idea is that as of now, with current system, if you have low rank equipment and you fight, okay, basically is monsters and equipment have high, low, and master rank, or high, low,
Yeah.
and G, and basically monsters inflict one more heart of damage with a clean hit for every one rank that they outrank your equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that a G rank monster always one shots a low rank hunter.
Yeah.
Simple.
Also, just gonna note because I cannot be
And
convinced
also
otherwise.
they take double the ticks to get injured if you don't have
Oh.
equipment of the same if you are a low rank and try to fight a G rank, that guy is going to do 3 arts if it oh wait, that's also okay, he's going to do 3 arts if you have low rank equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and you even if you hit and tick, its injury threshold is like doubled or tripled, so you're going to only do ticks. And
Mm-hmm.
this is what happens when if you face a monster that's stronger than your tier. But another difference that instead, so basically, this is nullified if you have adequate equipment. And this is something that probably should only be used like for brief confrontation that have story effects or if you have random encounters or you leave very much freedom and players get cocky. One thing that always applies though that scales through the ranks is that by default I was thinking that low rank monsters injure at +3. um, High rank monsters injure at +2, and G rank monster injure on draw,
Hmm. Hmm. That's an
which
interesting way.
is kind of drastic, but I mean I think that does reflect the way that the difficulty curve works between low, high, and G.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you were saying? I
I was
interrupt
gonna
something.
make a stupid point on like I never called it master rank with world. I couldn't break the habit. It's G rank. It's never not gonna be G rank.
Oh yeah, I call it G rank all the time too. I don't even know why. I just probably because I'm getting into the habit of saying master for this version because
Mm-hmm.
G in the setting neutral version would sound really weird.
It would. I mean, G sounds weird in general, but we're just used to it because we're Monster
Yeah, yeah,
Hunter players.
yeah. I mean, between us, it's G rank. It's obviously G rank.
I would confuse world players at first. I'm like, it's
Yeah,
G
I do the
rank
same.
time. They're like, what's that?
It happens the same to me with my friends that started with Word.
Uh, I do not pit. I do not. I slightly envy people who start with world because man, the ease of life they get to enjoy.
The I mean the quality of life of some stuff in Word is stuff sometimes it's painful to go back to some of the old games.
Yeah, I was replaying 3U not too long ago just to get some just to get my nostalgia back. Oh, God, 3U is tough.
Oh my. In
The
3U,
lack of
honestly,
mobility.
it was tough to me. Honestly, uh, just 4U made going back to 3U tough for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's just the added mobilities are so like climbing a wall in
Exactly.
3U takes 10 hours.
You're there. What do you mean I cannot mount? What do you mean I cannot jump attack?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It
That's
was
horrible.
something. And then 4U. Going back to 4U now is even a little difficult because I'm like,
Yeah, definitely.
Generations is okay
The
going
last
back to.
the last time I went back to 4U, it was a massive shock because I realized so one of the reason that I didn't that I am behind on Generations Ultimate is that Generations Ultimate continues my 3DS save of Generations,
Mm-hmm.
and I got it recently. Like I got it like 6 months before Rise came out. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well,
Um,
if you ever want to
not
play
not
Generations Ultimate, I can hunt with you.
I'm absolutely willing to do that.
Oh yeah.
But I'm still like in the mid of high rank.
I'm I can't remember where I'm at online. That was another thing, especially with Rise, people not realizing that online and offline are two different things. Um, I'm glad they actually did that again. Rise is better for having an offline and online.
Yeah, it also did sort of a mix of that because online sort of bleed offline bleeds into offline online with the
Yeah.
story, which is
And
interesting. Uh,
where was where was I
you
going
you
with
were
that?
talking
Oh
about
yeah,
Generations Ultimate and not
yeah,
remembering where you are.
I finished the Generations Ultimate main storyline, which man, oh that Valstrax, like because I got to fight Valstrax in there luckily before I fought World's Valstrax, and World's Rise's Valstrax, and Rise's Valstrax is way better even to put it that way. Valstrax in Generations Ultimate like blew me away with how unique it was.
Yeah, I'm not a super fan of how it actually looks, like the model, the actual render,
Mm,
the anatomy of the creature, but the idea is that the concept is amazing and fighting is exhilarating. But I actually have not hunted a generation Balstrax outside of the demo yet
mm.
because
The other
as I
thing,
was saying, the point is not only is my generation's ultimate the continuation of my generation's file on the 3DS. I actually had to restart my
oh
generation's file because for some ungodly reason of the three 3DS games of the three 3DS Monster Hunters, Generations Ultimate is the one that saves your game data on the SD card,
yeah,
and I learned that the hard way
yeah,
because I
it's
lost the card but not the cartridge and realized that all of my game was gone.
oof.
Also, I discovered another weird thing, which is that Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate saves some of your not your data, but some of your settings on the SD card.
Yeah,
So when I went back to Generations Ultimate, like all of my equipment loadouts were gone.
yeah, it's weird, right?
So my equipment was there, but I had to manually sort out to like hundreds of pieces that I had forgot about to rebuild my old sets.
Yeah, I had that happen when I was like checking that. I had my cart, but I didn't have my DS kind of thing. I was like, where's all my sets?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's just weird. That's just weird.
But
Oh,
Generations Ultimate, okay, it really sucks because Generations Ultimate is a really good game. But the fact that it came out in the middle of World's lifespan killed it.
that it came out on Switch in the middle of
Yeah,
World Light Span. Yes, yes,
which because
absolutely.
it sucks. I really want to get to the end of the online because I really want to fight Atlaka,
Me
the
too.
freaking praying mantis with a mecha. Come
Me
on.
too. I know what it does because I couldn't avoid to get
Yeah.
spoiled on that, but I have avoided to this day to see how it actually looks like in motion. And I'm
Hmm.
doing that on purpose in the hope that I can get to it.
The only reason I know that is because I watched a Gaijin Hunter video of him hunting it.
No, I avoided that one on purpose, and in the end I ended up watching the
Well, I didn't
Rage
think you were
Gaming
gonna.
videos.
I didn't think you
Uh,
were gonna get the game at that point.
oh, okay, okay, that's good. I was hoping at the time, so I avoided to see Atal Nesto in action on purpose, and I managed to
Hmm.
do that until I sort of know what it can does, but I haven't what it can does. How am I talking?
Well, I
So by
know
the way,
in.
proposal. If you wanted to still talk a bit, it's absolutely fine by me. But just give me like 1 minute to like wrap up the stream and get off the air,
You got
okay?
it.
Because I mean, we've played the game. You've seen the combat. We had fun. We talked a lot about Monster Hunter. You gave me
Hmm.
some feedback, and we'll talk more about that because I hope to bring you guys to do
Yeah.
just you if I have just you, and the others if I can to have more playtests in the future. And I also have a whole ass scenario that I'm preparing for when the SRD is a bit more solid.
Yeah.
So definitely look
If
forward to that. And now that you mentioned it, maybe at this point, one thing we can do in the future, is to do what we're doing now, which is have a call between the two of us and play something, but play Generations Ultimate,
Yeah.
so we can get to see we can do the road to Atalca together.
Yeah, that would
Because I
be
would love
really.
to do
That
that
would be
because I have
so
no
good.
one to play Gen Ultimate with, and it's the main thing that is keeping me from going on.
Plus, Gen Ultimate has Amatsu,
Yup,
and that's a
it does.
banger.
It does have a Matsu. Okay, so that was World of Monsters for you. I'm probably going to have some more chat with Scorn, but I'm gonna let all of you guys have a good night or good afternoon on your own instead. And I hope to see you soon on the channel with me, Scorn, and whoever else we're gonna have with more World of Monsters, more Monster Hunter, more Heart, more of the usual stuff. At this point, I don't know if there's gonna be a streaming tomorrow evening, but I think you can count on one Friday evening. And since I'm usually too verbose, I'm cutting myself short right now. This has been Fabrizio. This has been Scorn, our guest. Say
Uh,
hi to everyone. Good night. Love you all. Bye bye. See you next time. Streaming is
Adios.
out.